Hello guys, welcome back to Garage Football. Season's greetings to all. Here's our live watch along for Watford against West Ham at Vicarage Road in the Premier League. So if you're new to Garage Football, please subscribe to us and let us know your match thoughts throughout the game in the live chat. It'd be great to read those. So I'm with Mark and Corey. Thanks lads for joining. Hope you had a good Christmas. Obviously, Boxing Day wasn't great for West Ham, losing the 3-2 to Southampton at home, but 2 days later we've got a chance to bounce back against Watford away. So, Corey, we were both there, unfortunately, on Boxing Day. What do you make of today's game?
Look, I mean, we've got to get 3 points. I'm starting to get to the point now where the result is more important than the performance. I think we'll probably talk about the changes, but completely necessary just in terms of selection. I think I've had enough of seeing Alpha Mazawaku play in a flat back four. I can't really defend it. Mark will know that I've tried to be as positive as I can about him. But to be honest, I think in the last few games, particularly Southampton, he has been very woeful. So I think that's important. And obviously Mark Noble coming in. We'll see how that works. Twitter's having a meltdown. But I'll let Mark chime in on that one because I've got my opinion, but he can go for it.
Thanks, Corey.
No worries. We'll go through the lineups in a minute. But what do you make of the game overall today, Mark? I mean, I think it'd be harder than what some fans think because Watford, I think they've improved just since Ranieri's took charge.
Yeah, they've massively improved. I think when he was appointed, I think it was probably a bit of a surprise to a lot of people because of how his last job at Fulham had gone, like in England and stuff. But obviously they got a great result against Man United a few weeks ago. I know they're a team that's struggling, but they're still a big team, etc. But I'm a little bit different to Corey. I struggle to have anything positive about Arthur, so I'm delighted that he's not playing today. I'm a little bit more of an old school in my thoughts that I feel that a defender should be picked primarily first and foremost to defend, and as obviously as you guys have said previously, and I think it's well documented on Twitter that Arthur struggles to do that. But I'm looking forward to the game, and I think as Corey said, I think it's a must win for us today. Obviously we haven't had some good results recently. Performances have dipped as well a little bit, so it's important that we end the year, which has been a fantastic year and obviously season so far, but let's try and end it on a high for me today.
Yeah, no, bang on. So let's go through the lineups. So we'll start with Watford, the home side. So Backman's in goal, Femenia, Suiata, Cathcart, Messina, back for Kuka, and then Hernandez, two fans, Sissoko and Josh King with Dennis up front. Not Dennis Watling, I should say.
Lovely bit of pace.
All of Watford breathing a sigh of relief.
Now West Ham's team. So 4 changes from the game on Boxing Day against Southampton. So Fabianski still in goal. Soufal, Dawson, Diop, and Ben Johnson's in at left back. Suchek and Noble in place of the suspended Declan Rice. Bowen, Lanzini, Ben Rama with Antonio up front. You'll see come on and got the first equaliser on the Boxing Day. So what do you make of those changes, Mark? You happy with those?
Yeah, obviously I'm well happy. Obviously, we just mentioned there about Masuaku being dropped. I think that's the right call. Johnson, I think, has been fantastic for us this year. Obviously, the Noble one, I think, is the one that's causing, as Corey said on Twitter, the most sort of like controversy. I think if we were probably in better form, I don't think Noble would start today. I think it would be Krul or Crow. But I think that Moyes has probably gone for someone with a bit of experience in there. But other than that, I like the team. I think it's right that Antonio's back as well. And I think it looks a good team, and I think that they're the 4 correct changes as well.
Yeah, what do you make of? What do you make those changes then, Corey?
No, I'm relatively happy. I think it's. Look, if we see Mikel Antonio, and again, I thought for 20 minutes against Southampton, he did look back to his old self. There was a bit of energy in there, and there's no doubt of what he brings to this West Ham team. I'm actually really happy to see Lanzini play again. I think he was really good when he came on, really good in terms of dropping deep positions that he finds. We look so much more comfortable on the ball, and I think this is going to be a game where, as we've seen, I think Watford are playing 4-4-2. They're going to counter on West Ham, and they've got a lot of counter-attacking players in Dennis, even Josh King from the left-hand side. So we've got to get on the ball. We've got to be productive. And whilst I think defensively we have been poor of late, I still think our attacking players are looking okay. Jared's obviously the standout, but the fact Mickey's got the goal the other day, Ben Rama's finally got a goal as well. we've got enough to win this game. I just find it really hard to predict games now because the West Ham I saw last month compared to the West Ham this month, they're almost two different teams. So I am hopeful, and I'm hopeful Nobes plays the way that he should play as a 34-year-old. He's sitting in front of the back four. He's allowed to pick up possession. He's not pressing. He's not playing as a 10. And I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree, lads. I think for me, this has got the air of the Burnley away game recently. I think it's going to be a slog. I don't see it being a goal fest. Well, I say that, and now it's going to end up 3-3, isn't it? But I mean, Watford, they've got some good players. Even though defensively they're not that great. You got Cathcart, who's well past it as your centre back. So, but I mean, going forward, they've got Josh King. Obviously, he's been linked with West Ham previously. He's got 5 in the league this season. Dennis, who you mentioned, Corey, he's got 7, and he's starting, obviously. So, yeah, they've got some good threats going forward.
Definitely. I think Dennis has been really impressive this season. I looked at that lineup, and even when you're looking at King on the left-hand side, I can see at times Watford going to 4-2-4, particularly when they're on the counter. And we've just got to be switched on to that. I think if we had Arthur in today, I would be slightly concerned. And to be honest, today, like you say, I think it will be like a Burnley game. I think fullbacks have got to get forward. So we will be vulnerable at times, but we just have to manage it. These sloppy errors. And even against Southampton, let's be honest, we weren't great. But if you cut out those errors, we might have just scraped something or won the game. And I think that's what West Ham, it's what we've got to get back to be honest. We've got to get to January with a couple of points in the bank.
Yeah, agreed. And what do you make, Mark, of Watford's threats? We mentioned a couple of players there.
Yeah, I think Corey's got his spot on, to be honest. I think, obviously, Josh King, I think, obviously, was it last January? I think we were quite vocal about us trying to bring him in, and I think that was a fairly close signing until he went. Obviously, a decent player and someone who annoyingly always seems to do well against us. And obviously, Dennis, the lad up front, I think he's been, certainly since Ranieri's come in, he's been like almost a completely different player. And obviously Sissoko as well. We know another player with bags of experience and a lot of energy in there. It'll be interesting how Noble and Souček sort of counter his particular threat today as well.
Yeah, so it's a shame that Fornell's ain't in the squad because he's tested positive for COVID, unfortunately. So best wishes to him. So he's not in the squad, but still we've got options here: Yarmolenko, Vlasic, goalkeeper Areola, Fredericks, Masuaku, Krau, Okoflex, Elise, LSA, and Ashby. So they've got some options. I mean, Corey, I don't know about you, but there was a few murmurings when Yarmolenko come on as a as a sub on Boxing Day. What was it like around where you sat?
Yeah, everyone's confused as well. I don't really understand it. I mean, I am getting to a point with these players where players like Masuaku, players with Yarmolenko, I think Moyes has coached this team to a certain level, and players have improved under him, and system-wise we've improved. There are just certain players that just will not fit, and Yarmolenko and Masuaku are two of those. And I can get it principally in a way because you bank on Yarmolenko, the quality of the left foot, but his decision making, he can't really beat a player 1v1, and even when he's had that opportunity late on in the game, the one thing that he does need to do is get the ball in the box and try and create something. And he dallies with the ball and he's indecisive. I've said all I can say about Yarmolenko. I probably would have cut my losses on him. I could see why we kept him for Europe and cup competitions, and the squad depth is poor. Yeah, but I think when you're getting to that point, you're thinking, does an Okaflex deserve a chance? As a player that can beat someone and commit a man, particularly when we are going to be in that position today, I feel, where they are going to sit deep and we're going to have to break them down. Can we really rely on him? I'm not sure anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought some of his I mean, we know he can't kick with his right foot, and some of those crosses, they were fucking P rollers, weren't they? It was embarrassing how bad they were.
Yeah.
And it's so obvious what he's going to do because the defenders are just going. Was it Walker Peters who played on the left?
Yeah.
He was like, you take on your right foot if you want, because it's going to be an absolute shit heap of a cross. And the amount of times he did that, at a time when we obviously needed quality in the box to get the third equaliser, it was ridiculous, really.
Yeah. I thought it was a bit strange anyway. I wouldn't have taken Benrahma off. I know he didn't have a brilliant game. He was better in the second half, but you just bank on him staying on for 10 minutes because the difference between Benrahma and Yarmolenko is sometimes as inconsistent as Benny can be, he still gets in the right positions. And Yarmolenko, for me, I've never seen him drift inside and find a pocket of space and get a shot off. That's why it was a bit bizarre. But I'm sure Mark's got a good opinion on Yarmolenko.
Yeah, go on,
lighting us on.
To be honest, there's
Mark
not.
off a run.
To be honest, I haven't really got much more to add. I mean, I understand why we kept him in the summer. Obviously, as Corey said there, with the squad depth and for Europe and stuff, it did seem a strange decision to me for him to come on. Just because when he's come on in other games this season, he hasn't had the impact that you would have hoped that he's going to come on and do. For me, a bit like Arthur, he's one. If you can, I would look to offload him in January, but obviously it depends on who else is out there and who else we're looking at. But for me, his whole West Ham career, Yarmolenko, coming with a massive reputation. I know he's been unlucky with a couple of big injuries, but it's just been a big flop, unfortunately, and he would be one that I would look to move on. The only game I can really remember him having a big impact in was the Chelsea home game, like lockdown 1, and he ran. I'm still not sure how he managed to do it, to be honest, but he managed to run 30, 40 yards or whatever it was, and get on the end of one, and we managed to. Was it 3-2? I think in the end, weren't it? But other than that, what else has he delivered for us?
I think under Pellegrini when he started, he was on fire. Got that big injury, and it just hasn't been the same since, has he?
Yeah, I think you definitely got to take that into consideration. But he just hasn't delivered for Moyes, and kind of like as you guys were saying there just before, you always know where he's going to go. He's going to cut inside. It's a shame that he can't kick with his right foot at all. Just to try and change it a little bit. I know you could say if he was playing on the left hand side, it'd be exactly the same thing. Why don't he cut inside? But I just feel as well whenever he does get the ball, whenever we do give him the ball, our whole attack just slows down.
Yeah. He's always going to slow down as well. He's going to play inverted off the right, so it's always going to be suiting it. When we bring him on, it's always against a team when we're trying to break them down, and it's easy to defend against because if you're compact the way Southampton were, we're just making it too easy. I was just going to say, actually, a couple of times this season, we've seen West Ham try and break down teams. And Bill, you probably got it spot on in the fact it probably will be like the Burnley game. I need Antonio just to stay central. I'm fully on board with him stretching the play. But when we've got possession and you've got the fullbacks forward, there's no need for him to do that. He has to just stick between the two centre-backs and cause them nightmares. That's the only difference I want to see.
Width of the 6-yard box for me. No wider.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not one of them people that go, why is he going wide? Because I appreciate why he does it at times, and it is effective. But just in that final third, we have to find a way of breaking these teams down. And it's not easy. I'm not saying, it's just like walk in the park and put the ball in and it's a goal. But we've got to make it easier for ourselves, and we've got to be comfortable enough in possession in wide areas to get the ball in. So, and to be honest, I feel having Ben Johnson today at left back is huge for Ben Rama down that left. They'll give him the freedom to get forward. He won't be as concerned. And I think that selection tells you that Moyes is going to rely on that front four. They are going to have to work hard, and hopefully we do it. We've got the quality. It's just West Ham we're seeing at the minute. It's not the West Ham that we've seen for the past 3 months. No,
exactly. So with obviously COVID and postponements and all that, Watford haven't actually played a game for 18 days. Their last game was the defeat against Brentford, but they've lost 4 in a row now, Watford. But I mean, with this break, do you think the break will help them galvanise themselves, Mark? Would you say to that?
Theoretically, you would say yes. I don't know if you watched the Man United game last night, but I saw some comments that Harry Maguire's made, and I think Man United are in a fairly similar situation to what Watford are.
Yeah. They're well off there, United.
Massively. They were lucky last night to get a point, I thought. But he said something like that they ran out of steam. Which was quite an interesting comment. I'm not sure that's particularly well advised in the captain of your club to be coming out and saying that. So I'm kind of like hoping that will be a similar thing for us this afternoon. That Watford will run out of steam because obviously they've had an outbreak and presumably they haven't really been able to work too much on shape and formations and all that type of stuff. So fingers crossed that does work to our advantage. Obviously, Moyes, all right, admittedly, two of the changes have been sort of forced upon. But I think the fact that he has made 4 changes today, just to freshen us up a little bit, I think could well play into our hands today.
Yeah, and Corey, same to you.
I hope so. I do hope so. I am slightly concerned. It's a good point on Manchester United. I think probably the difference is Rangnick's only been in for what 4 or 5 weeks, and they're trying to play a certain style of football that does need them to obviously all be present, and it's not really cohesive. Whereas I think Ranieri, you know what you're getting. It's a 4-4-2, and he has been there slightly longer, and maybe that break gives them a bit of energy. I completely forget we're playing teams. I think Southampton had nearly a similar amount of time off as well. And that is tricky, but there's no excuse on us just because of the quality for us not to be able to hurt them. But it would concern me as we get to the latter stages of the game, given we don't rotate that heavily, that we will start to tire. And you look at Dennis and you look at Josh King and players like that, I think they'll obviously thrive on the counter. It's just important we're not naive to that counter-attacking threat, if I'm honest. And hopefully Moyes has countered for that. So, but we'll see, mate. We'll see. I start predicting West Ham at the minute. I've got no idea what's going to turn up. I'm really hopeful. Really hopeful. But
well, what do you make of? I mean, obviously, Corey, you would, and Mark would probably be hard for you to answer. Well, I assume you've seen the goals, obviously, but in terms of the whole 90 minutes, I thought it was the first time probably this season that I've seen Dawson and Diop as a partnership that really shaky on Boxing Day. Would you agree with that, Corey?
Yeah. I mean, the problem is we've obviously seen him in the Europa League look really good, haven't they? They've looked so composed. They've taken their chances. And I think decision-making wise from both of them, they've been spot on. But in that game, you are bang on. It kind of felt that Dawson was decent in the first half. Then the second half, he fell off. And then Diop as well. I think when people are talking about Dawson, I still feel Diop has put him in a lot of trouble on a lot of occasions. And
I think that's where that's sorry to interrupt, mate, but I think that's where the penalty come from.
No, exactly. That's why I kind of felt that every time I look back at a goal, everyone goes, it's always the last man. But sometimes it comes from a lot further back than that. And Diop's decision-making is the most frustrating thing in the world. He's got every physical attribute to be a good defender. Yeah. And he dallies with the ball. And again, it just shows you how much... Yes, we miss Kurt Zuma, but Ogbonna pulls some of them players into rank quite well. And we really need an experienced head like that. I agree with you. It's probably the worst that they've looked this season. But it's funny you even say that, because if we took the mistakes out of that game, as poor as we were, we may have got something from it. That's the margin that West Ham are on. We can score goals, but we can't continue. And I think having Johnson in there today, it will help. It will help Diop massively, because defensively he's so switched on. He's not going to get dragged into areas that he shouldn't be in. But I don't know what to say about Diop anymore, mate. He's 25 years old. His decisions, sometimes he's brilliant and he's been spot on. Yeah. Other times he's been massively inconsistent. And I don't know if it's a mental thing, it's a coaching thing. I really couldn't say. But yeah, disappointed from both of them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Mark, what did you make of the... we've got about 7 minutes to kick off now. So on the penalty that Ward-Prowse scored, I mean, what do you make of the... First of all, did you think it was a penalty or not? And second of all, would you say that it's Dawson's fault he was in that situation, or like as Corey said, that Diop left him in that situation where he had to do something because Brozier was in otherwise?
Yeah, I think as Corey said, I think it's easy to blame Dawson's. I think a lot of people have done for obviously committed the foul effectively, if you want to call it that. In that's what was given the penalty. But Diop definitely had a major part in that goal, and I think sometimes you do have to look at the whole picture, not just one isolated moment. Was it a penalty? I mean, obviously the initial contact was made outside the box. I mean, I kind of feel the referees tried to play the advantage there to Watford to give them a bit of a chance to keep the attack moving. So then I don't understand why it then wasn't brought back for an initial foul outside the box. Is that really where VAR should intervene? And it was looked at. Obviously, they didn't feel that it should have been brought back, and therefore the ref made the right decision. So yeah, it is a difficult one. Regarding, I sort of feel as Corey just said there, with Zuma and Ogbonna being out of the team, it's glaringly obvious the drop off. In the performances, we don't look quite as dominant from set pieces. Obviously, was it the third goal? Wasn't it? Was a set piece.
Yeah.
So poor. You think how good we are down the other end, and we've been rightly commended for that, how well we've done. But this year, we've certainly, since Ogbonna and Zuma have been out of the team, we suddenly look a lot more shaky, and that's the one thing that really concerns me. I don't think Watford are that great on set pieces. That's famous last words now. But
Mark.
Yeah,
Cheers, you've written the top eight for me now as well.
Game.
Sitting there like that after
if they score, I'm just walking out. I'm going
to kick you from the stream, mates.
So that's the one thing that really worries me, and what does concern me as well about Diop is that when we signed, was it 3-4 years ago now? I think it was something like that, wasn't it? When he first come in, you know, as a young player, 21 or whatever he was, you sort of accept that he's going to make a few mistakes. That's inevitable. He's a young player trying to find his way in the game. Yeah. But I kind of feel that he's still making the same mistakes now as what he was 3 or 4 years ago. And I think it's sometimes it's a lack of concentration. Positional play seems to go away. This is a big opportunity for him with the 2 injuries. I'm not sure exactly when Zuma's back, but he hasn't done enough in my mind for Moyes to say, well, you know what, Zuma, you've got to wait for your chance when you come back, because Dawson, in my mind, is probably the third choice centre back. If one of the others gets injured, he's in straight away. And Diop, you haven't done it. You haven't covered yourself in enough glory, I think. And I think that's why Dawson's form's dropped off a bit as well, because of the inconsistency of Diop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you agree with that, Corey?
Yeah, he's spot on. He's always spot on, Mark. Sorry. I just feel that.
Thank you.
That's your one compliment. After that, it's done.
Apart from the set pieces, yeah.
Well, look, obviously, I'll hop off in a bit, but on that point, I just feel that you know what you're getting with Dawson, and I think as well with some of these games we're playing a higher line, and it is always going to be a problem with his lack of pace. But I think still defensively, principally, he's better than Diop. The frustrating thing about Diop is I still can't really understand whether it's something that can be coached or whether it's mentally. I've seen games where he's been absolutely spot on, and he's made the right decision, and he's measuring the distance between him and the attacker, and he's winning the ball clean, and obviously physically we know. And I just don't know. We're at a bit of a crossroads for me with Diop. I think if we go and get that centre back in January, I could see him maybe moving on in the summer if he doesn't improve. And I think that'll put pressure on him. Or alternatively, he'll know the pressure's on and he'll thrive and he'll improve. I don't know what it is. But I do think if he'd been with an Ogbonna or a Zuma, he would have been much better. And I don't think that's helping. Both of those players aren't really players that we associate with leading as 2 leading centre-backs. Ogbonna and Zuma clearly are. But on that note, I shall depart. I'm going to go and scream at the telly downstairs. I'll put back.
Before you go, mate, what's your score prediction?
2-0 West Ham. Please, I'm begging you, please. I can't. I'm finding it so hard to analyse any of these games at the minute because it's just not. I don't know what I'm watching anymore. It's different, but yeah, we should be all right. We should be okay, but we'll find out very shortly.
Okay. We'll see it at half time then.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, lads.
All right, enjoy it. What do you make, Mark? What's your prediction then?
I think 2-0. Yeah, I'm confident. I think we obviously, as I said, as we touched on before, we obviously need the 3 points. We've obviously been on a bit of a bad run of form. So yeah, I am confident. I'm still trying to remain positive. I think you have to really. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think both teams will score. I think defenses are pretty, they're weaker than because of injuries. I think COVID for Watford in particular. So I think both teams will score, but I think I back us to turn it around and get a win. So 2-1, I'm going to go with.
Cool, mate. Positive, eh? As long as we outscore them, that's all I'm worried about.
As long as there wasn't more closer, if the opposition, if the team scores the most goals wins or something like that.
Yeah, Wembley, next goal wins.
Oh god, yeah. Right, so here we go. We've got about a minute to kick off, I think, or 30 seconds, whatever it is. So I don't know if we'll be at the same time because Amazon Prime, they're a bit random with the because obviously
Oh, are they? Right, okay.
it's streaming, isn't it? So like
Yeah.
I could be ahead or you could be ahead. I don't know how it's going to work, but usually the coverage is really good. Actually, I've got to say, Amazon Prime, I really like it.
I think this is the first time I've watched it through Amazon Prime. Whenever it's been on Amazon, I just watch it, get it straight off the internet, so I don't normally bother. But yeah, I did notice there amongst the subs. I don't know if you did, but Watford have got Ashley Fletcher on the bench. Obviously, ex-Hammer. I didn't realise that he was. I'm surprised he's still pinching a living in the Premier League. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I think that's probably his level. All right, we're underway, so I'm on 10 seconds.
Oh, I'm ahead. I'm on 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Are you able to pause it at all?
I don't know. I'll try. Let's see.
If not, then don't worry. But
right, I've paused it.
Yeah.
I'm on 39 seconds.
Okay. All right. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39.
Right. Done.
Good. Nice one. We haven't missed anything. So.
Yeah, but if they'd scored.
Well, that was funny, but the Arsenal one we did.
Oh, God, I was thinking about that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, the 3-3 one. I mean, we were celebrating at the same time. Then you were behind us. We should have waited for you.
Yeah, I was just on a dodgy stream.
Like
so
30 seconds after I celebrated Lingard
yeah. And then I'm sitting there trying to go, oh, right, okay. They want analysis. Haven't seen the goal yet.
Antonio crosses it in.
Oh.
Go in. Two. Oh, well defended. Comes out to Souček. Ben Rama, good start from West Ham.
Ref, no. Good tackle.
Good challenge by Noble, but Watford to come away with it. I think it's King on the ball.
Yeah, looks like it.
And the Noble just
he was going to blow there, the ref.
Advantage. Looks like Dennis on the left.
Yeah.
Go to him.
Stand him.
Comes out.
Got lucky there. That wasn't a very good layoff, was it?
That's a terrible layoff, but good news for us. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Away now. Away. That's it.
Oh, good touch by Bowen. He gets getting better and better, Bowen, if he's on the soon play.
He does. He obviously started off the season, didn't he, really, really well, and then sort of, I wouldn't say didn't go off the boil. I guess I kind of like feel that unless you play a bit like Antonio, I was seeing that people are going, oh, it's the right thing that he's been dropped and stuff like this, and yet as soon as he comes on and he scores, suddenly he's then in everybody's team again. I would have started him against Southampton just plainly because he's a nuisance. He only had. He didn't actually have COVID, did he? He just tested positive for it. So it's not like he's been out of action for 2 weeks coming back, So he's probably still been able to go and do some form of training or such. I would have started him, but hey, he didn't, and he's starting today, which is the most important thing, I think.
Yeah, Antonio, he looked sort of back to, I wouldn't quite say his best, but how he was playing towards the start of the season.
Yeah,
we obviously got the goal, but just his hold up play was a lot better, and he was making penetrating runs and so on. So hopefully more the same from the start today, obviously.
Yeah, definitely, and I think psychologically as well for the opposition defenders, I think when they see Antonio not on the team sheet, I think they almost breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. We're going to have a bit of an easier game. It's not going to be as physical as maybe as what he would be, say, if not being audible to him like Bowen. Obviously, he's a different type of player, but I think when he is there, it's suddenly centre halves know that they're going to be in with a tough afternoon type thing. So just from that perspective, I think it's great that he's back as well. Really.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Ball play forward, Dennis.
It's frozen. Oh, for God's sake!
Oh, God's sake! 1-0. What a great goal by Dennis this start of the season. Bloody hell, not a great start.
No, definitely not.
Fucking hell.
And that came from our throw-in as well.
Yeah.
Really poor. I have to see it back on the rim. I know it went. Funny enough, I've been waxing lyrical about Antonio. It went up, aimed in his direction, but lost a second. Just didn't get close enough at all. Look at the channel, but the gap between Dawson and Diop there.
Oh, it's not great. Got poor marking, poor communication. Dawson dived, which he shouldn't have done. But I tell you what, that's a brilliant finish, isn't it? I mean, we can criticise our defending, but he's had to go across and whip it the other side.
Yeah, done him with the eyes as well.
Yeah,
and just
he's not even looked at the goal.
No.
Not even looked at his
looking at that again, I've said the eyes, but he hasn't. What I liked there as well was the little, not like it wasn't a full-on feint to kick it, but he's just, as Dawson's dived in, you could see he was thinking about it, and he's just waited for that sort of wasn't even half a yard, but just a little bit of room, space there just to create the opportunity. And great start for Watford, but such a poor goal to concede, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, King was a good ball by King, but he had no one. I don't know where our midfield was. They must have been near the touchline because he had the space. If he didn't pass to him, then he should be playing professional football because he's. It was good pass, good way to pass. To be fair, but is Ben Rama? Oh, good block.
Our mid. Oh, hello. Oh, is this it? Yeah. Oh, go on, Bowen. Oh,
dear. Oh, he scuffs it. I don't know if it was offside or not. Doesn't look it.
I must admit, I don't think Souček was passing that to Bowen.
He was trying to volley it in, and we all know it.
He was aiming for the top corner and dribbled it to the penalty spot.
Yeah.
Our midfield for that goal to me looked like, like when you first start playing football, like under sevens or whatever it is, where everyone's that's what we look like. What about the space over there?
Yeah. No, it was schoolboy stuff, but as I say, it was they made the opportunity. Dennis made it for himself, really. And then,
very, very good goal.
And then Dawson obviously gets his old club, isn't
it? Yeah. Interesting there. Stat for Dennis.
Yeah.
Second in the goal assist this season.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, contributions, not assists.
Yeah. Goal involvements, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah. You sort of, you do look at things like that, and you sort of like think, if Watford were, or even if they do stay up, if they were to go down, you do sort of think, has he done enough this season so far to get himself a move? To a bigger club, and looking at them stats, you go,
Star as well.
Yeah. He's impressed me whenever I've seen him play. Actually,
I think he
was very direct.
When they were last in the Prem, when they had, I can't remember which. They sacked so many managers. I can't remember who was in charge at the time. At that time,
no, it wasn't Flores, was it? He was before that.
Yeah, exactly. Silva, was it? Marco Silva.
Yes, I forgot about him. Yeah, blimey, yeah.
Something like that, anyway.
He's had jobs, isn't he?
Well, what's the thing? Flores has managed him a couple of times, isn't he?
Yeah, so, he has. Yeah.
They say Flores, but that doesn't really narrow it down, does it?
It was the guy. Who was the guy that got him to the cup final?
Oh yeah. I can picture him.
Yes, Sanchez. Is that him? Not sure.
I'm going to have to look up there.
Half-time quiz for Corey.
Did they get battered by Brisbane City, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they did. That was his last game.
I think it was, yeah. Not Gracia? Javi Gracia?
Oh, right, okay, right.
It's not Garcia, because it's GR.
Benny?
Broken
down again on the edge of that box.
Gracia, yeah. He did really well with them, and then they fell off a cliff.
Yeah, it's funny just how some clubs seem to get that new manager bounce, don't they? And then they just fall away. But seeing before the game that Watford under Ranieri have only won 2 games so far since he's been there, and they've let in apparently so, and they've let in about 20 odd goals before today as well. So. I think that's in 9-10 games. I think it is something like that. So
Owen's done well. Lanzini out to Ben Rama, cuts inside, shoots.
Oh,
cool! What an effort that was.
Unlucky. That was a cracker, wasn't it?
What a great move.
Yeah, good play from Bowen there.
Yeah, then Lanzini, nice turn, perfect way to pass, allows Benrahma to come in first time. Oh, great effort.
And do you know what I like there from Benrahma is that he didn't, when that ball came from Lanzini through, he didn't just stand there and wait for it.
He made
that chance, he was straight in on his toes, bang. And I think that didn't help, from a Watford point of view, the defender wasn't expecting that.
No, exactly. He certainly took it early. Which you should do as a forward, but much better from West Ham. It is Antonio on the right hand side.
Come on,
he's been out there, and he has.
I think Antonio's bought that free kick a little bit there, but
What's the upside? Not used his experience.
Yeah, yeah.
That one, didn't he?
Yeah.
But it was a foul. It was just
waiting. No, definitely. Yeah. No, they can't complain about that.
Yeah. Right, well,
come on, West Ham. We always look good on set pieces.
Yeah, first one of this game for West Ham point of view. After it's the 11th minute now.
Yeah.
So Soufal and
Dawson are up. Diop's up.
Yeah, near the touchline. Bowen and Soufal over it.
Good delivery. Come on.
Soufal leaves it for Bowen. Good ball in.
Good ball. Yeah.
I think it's Koto, I think it was the front post.
He obviously feels that one out for a throw in. I'm assuming there.
Yeah, I was going to say because he was the only one who got near that ball.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. He's just cheering his headed one finally. I don't know.
Well, it's a corner for West Ham. I shoot it's Bowen again to take this one.
Yeah, I think it is. It looked like it.
Good ball in.
Oh,
well headed away again.
Yeah, didn't see who that was from them.
Deep cross. Back post.
Oh,
player goes down and predictably ref.
That's don't get me wrong. The two deliveries there from Bowen were decent, weren't they? I thought, but
I thought even that cross to the back post pretty good as well.
Yeah. But the other thing there as well is that it just goes to show, obviously we've missed him from a defensive point of view, but I think it just goes to show as well how much we've missed Creswell as well.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I think it's what's been more annoying with Creswell is, when it happened, we thought I'll be out for maybe a game, possibly two. It's been 7 or 8, is it?
It was at the end of November, wasn't it? I think so. Yeah, it must be about that now, and they've been big games as well. Like in terms of the opposition that you think missing the Tottenham game, the cup game as well and stuff. So big games from our point of view as well. In terms of the round of the cup and stuff as well. So fingers crossed he's back sooner rather than later because he makes such a difference.
Yeah, and he's been back to his best last couple of seasons. Aaron, fair play to him. He looked like. I think his injury that bad injury really affected him physically and probably mentally as well at time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think he was probably another one that I think that probably West Ham fans were thinking about. Do you know what? Maybe he needs to be moved on. I think really, and he's
maybe have him as a backup, but not.
Yeah. But as you say, fair play to him because since
Soufal crosses it back post Benrahma.
Blocks. Hits it.
Great block again.
Well, the good thing is we're creating some good sort of half chances and getting some good pressure.
Yeah, I think we've shown our attacking capabilities already so far.
Yeah.
A good ball, Benrahma. He's had a lot of touches. Good cross. Corner.
Yeah. It has, and it's good to see as well that Soufal is getting forward at every opportunity down our right hand side, and I think that goes back to what was touched on pre-match. We're expecting Watford to be nice and compact, so it's really important that our fullbacks in particular do try and get forward as whenever they can.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I totally agree. So Bowen's going to take this one, the left-hand side.
Come on, West Ham, make this one count.
Bowen cross it, good ball, but Souček gets head on it. comes
I
out
don't
though
know whether
to
to kick that live. Actually, it's not sailed over most other people's heads. I think.
Well, still alive. Lanzini ball in.
Disappointing, Gross.
Straight to goalkeeper.
Disappointing.
But some of the patterns of play have been really encouraging actually so far. 1-touch, 2-touch play. But fair play, Watford have talk about bodies on the line, and literally like throwing themselves John Terry style with one of the balls. So, their possession, that's not a surprise. 69%.
Yeah, definitely. I think that just reiterates what you were just saying there about the 1 and 2 touch that we've been playing. That there, particularly with the possession stat coming up.
That's the thing. If we play anywhere near our capability, we should absolutely wipe the floor with Watford. Look at where we are in the league. Look where they are. We're better than them. We are a better side than them, as shown this season. But obviously, it's also all on the day, on the 90 minutes. Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. What I am impressed with is that I think we've responded well to going behind. If sometimes you see teams don't quite get out of the blocks. Obviously, we didn't get out of the blocks today, but certainly since then we've reacted well. We've got ourselves into 2 or 3 good positions, attacking wise. As soon as I say that, and which is good to see, really.
Yeah. Now I think I think in the second half against Southampton we played pretty well, and I think overall deserved the point. But first half we were pretty poor. So that goal that Watford scored, we sort of played like that, a bit sluggishly, defending not that great for the whole first half, and it was quite lucky that it was only 1-0 to Southampton, because I think they could have scored near the end of the first half as well. So for it to be, it was similar to Brentford at home.
Yeah,
it was very similar to that, I've got to say, very very similar.
Yeah,
but the second half against Southampton, I'd say, was a lot better, a lot more encouraging. I think how we've responded since the goal was similar to that, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I say, it's good to see, and obviously now what we've got to do, we're getting in behind a few times, which has been getting some good balls into the box as well. Just got to take one of these chances now.
Yeah, that's what it's about, mate. Is that Dennis all the way there? Fair play to him.
Yeah, I think it is. Yes, again, if you're looking at it from a trying to be neutral as possible. You do like to see that, especially when you are a team like Watford that are struggling down the bottom of the table at the minute. You do want to have that sense of, from a supporter's perspective, that all the players are in it together. Good ball. Go on, Anthony.
Good
It's going to be
defending.
out if it goes. Oh,
How's your luck, eh? How's your luck?
yeah.
Win it?
Oh, God, Diop.
Well, that's not that
Yeah,
great.
thanks, mate. Yeah, Noble really needed that there, didn't he?
Yeah, they've got it again. He's king. Oh, great turn.
Well done, Nobes.
There
Well
he
done,
is.
Nobes. Must say, Diop has looked a little bit shaky.
Yeah, well, as me and Corey were saying, I think him and Dawson looked that way against Southampton. I don't think much has really improved in this opening 17 minutes.
It's probably a bit too left field, because I think it would make us too weak in the middle of the pitch. But, it does make me wonder, would we consider putting Rice in at centre-half and maybe giving, dropping Diop altogether and putting in, I don't know, Noble or Crowd into the middle of the pitch as a, sort of as an alternative, because just how his form is at the minute, you almost feel that we're going to concede a goal and he's going to be. I don't think he was totally to blame here for this goal, but I think he's contributed to that being conceded, that goal going in today.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't move Rice from midfield. He's too valuable. Midfield. But I think Diop has played better this season in a back three, I've got to say, from what I've seen. So, but at the start of the season, when he was playing the Europa League games and the early Carabao Cup games, oh, come on, ref! He's picked me off the floor! Jesus, like fucking WWE. Or even more of a throwback, WWF. The attitude there, that was Jesus. No yellow though, but Christ. What was I saying? I think Diop started the season really well, but last couple of games, I don't know, he seemed gone back to the form of he was under
Pellegrini, yeah.
Under the with Pellegrini, he was fantastic, but towards the end of that, and Moyes' first spell, when I still get PTSD about the Brighton game, the 3-3. Do you know what I mean? So he hasn't been as bad as that, but last couple of games he started to show that lack of concentration, which we keep talking about with Diop. But I think when he's got maybe Ogbonna or Zuma alongside him, I think he plays better with. I think him and Dawson. I think they've played well in the Europa League, but when opposition stepped up, corner comes in. Oh, goalkeeper's shaky there.
Yeah, maybe that's what he. I mean, I do get the impression that Dawson is someone that he's constantly talking to whoever it is that he's playing alongside of. I think he just about got that.
Yeah, he did really well.
Only just.
Right, I think
that was a big. Yeah, if you're going to dive in like that, you've got to make sure you get the ball, and I think he's just about done enough, Kufau.
Yeah. He's done really well.
Yeah, as I said, I totally agree with you. What I said about suggested Rice going in as a centre half, it's merely just as a. I agree. As I said, I think taking Rice out would leave too big a gap in the middle of midfield. But just trying to think of you've got a centre half who's badly out of form at the moment. We haven't got any other obvious options to bring in apart from a couple of lads like Baptiste or whatever from the youth team.
The cross, is that another throw? Yeah, I mean, I think if we were say mid-table, not going to get relegated, not going to fight for European spots, I'd play Baptiste or Elise. I think they played pretty well against Zagreb.
Yeah, I thought I did as well. Yeah,
I thought they played pretty well. So, but I think the points on offer are too greater. They mean too much at the moment.
Yeah, I think what makes it harder to justify them playing is because we have hit a bit of bad form as well.
Yeah,
I think if we'd maybe picked up a couple of, even if we'd only won, we've only won 2 of the last 8. Is that right? I think.
Might be one of last 8. Yeah.
Oh, even worse. Then.
Yeah.
But
here we go. 3 fouls on the right. Good ball in. Oh well, defended again at the near post. Cathcart. They pick him up beforehand, but that was a great.
I was just thinking that as soon as she said his name, I was like, oh no.
Biggest man of the match now. Watford keep a clean sheet. Cathcart's man of the match. Jesus.
Oh no, you've jinxed it. Hopefully you've jinxed it, but in our advantage now.
Hopefully, yeah. Cross ball comes in.
Oh,
Soko, not for the first time, with a good header away. And eventually Watford clear. Oh god, they play it right.
God, it's big gap. Ben Rama got. Oh dear, what a terrible pass!
Shocking, but whoever that was.
Is that King 29 for them?
Hernandez, I think it is. Yeah, Hernandez. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
King's number 7. Yeah. And that's a foul.
He's giving them a foul. I'm not quite sure. I didn't see what that was for.
I was looking up what number Hernandez was.
Here we go. Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, it's a foul.
It is. I think that the Watford player has made a massive meal of that. The way that he's rolling around on the floor.
It's Feminine, yeah. He's like he went down like his ankle's broken. It's like, he just braced it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, absolutely. So frustrating seeing things like that.
Oh yeah.
Right, let's defend this properly.
Free kick on the halfway line, played forward.
Oh, Fabianski, talk to him there. Talk to him and tell him there's no one behind him. Yeah, I think that's what Dawson's telling him now.
Yeah, I think it was Messina with a shot. I think that was on target, but Dawson got the block in.
Yeah, I think it was. But no, I'm saying that. Oh, I haven't shown it properly. But the initial free kick that came.
Yeah. Fab should have come
on his own.
Yeah, should have claimed that one. Yeah.
Where do you stand on the Fabianski and Areola debate? Do you think that Fabianski is doing enough to keep his place in the team?
Yeah, I'd admit. Oh, good ball by Hernandez. Hernandez again. It's Dennis on the right.
Get up.
Leave that one. Hernandez will chase it down.
Oh, that one out. Well, it certainly looked like it. Wow, he didn't.
The lino's right in line with it. He ain't give it. unless you weren't looking at it. Yeah, for me, Mark, I think that's a bit of a non-question because Fabianski's doing all right. So, I don't see any. There's no real reason. I know, I think eventually I want Areola to be on number one. Doesn't mean I want him to be right this second.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Fabianski, there's simply an agenda against Fabianski. I don't know why that is.
No.
So for me, it's just an absolute non-question, basically.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I mean, until Fabianski starts chucking him in the back of his net or anything, I don't. Yeah. I think he's, he hasn't made any real. Oh, go on, go right. Oh, that should have. Look at the space there. Kufausing.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for having a shot because he's virtually in the middle of the goal, so to speak.
Yeah, they opened up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many. I don't know if there. I'm sure there is a stat somewhere for block shots, but I count about at least must be like 3 or 4 that Watford have blocked today.
Yeah, a lot is what I would say. I'm just looking now because I've got the stats up here on this on the screen. That's interesting. Final third passes. Look at that. We are dominating everything.
Yeah, just need that goal.
Yeah, the only thing that we're level on is shots on target.
Yeah, exactly. He's Bowen plays out to Noble. Soufal's kept himself on side. Good cross. Again, well headed away. Oh, don't let the ball bounce. Oh, Dawson's done well there. Soufal, turn Jared. Yeah, I think this is how this game's going to play, mate, because I don't see Watford just playing through us. I think they're just going to allow us to have the ball and they're going to pick us up or try and pounce on mistakes like they did for the goal. And obviously on the counter shoot. Yes!
Oh, I'm behind you. I don't believe it.
Check with the equaliser.
Yes! Get in. Come on, you Irons. Lovely. Good move.
We've been saying, mate, it's been coming, and I think it's no less than we deserve, mate, I've got to say. And again, another really good move, and that's a lovely finish by Souček. Not with his head for once. No replace it to Bowen. There's out to Soufal. Back to Bowen. And that's a lovely ball, and that's a great finish. A really good run by Souček as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That was his, if you think when we, his first sort of 18 months or so, that run there, that was his trademark. We haven't seen him do it too often this year. But lovely ball. Nice ball as well from Noble into Bowen to start off with. Fantastic. And as you say, no more than we deserve, really, because I think we've been knocking on that door. Totally deserve it.
Yeah, no, fantastic. And it was I think with Souček today, I think with Noble playing, he'll get forward a bit more, won't he?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think that
anyway with that goal typifies it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've been bigging up Sissoko today, but he was ball watching and he didn't pick Souček up, which is great for us. But definitely. That's kind of like why I sort of like almost feel that Sissoko is someone that's had this big reputation as a player, but I don't ever feel he's ever quite fulfilled his. What by Lanzini's Antonio? What is the box?
Oh,
Ben Ramos shooting! Yes!
I don't believe it. I'm behind you.
Yes. There we are. It's 2-1.
Yes, get in. Come on, you Irons.
They say one brings two in cricket, and it definitely does in football as well. Again, a really good move, and it's Ben Rama with his second goal in as many games. And all good credit to Lanzini for the initial winning the ball up high at the pitch. That's no foul whatsoever. A lovely ball put to Antonio. Does the perfect thing, waits for his mates to get in there. Oh, it takes a deflection. It takes it away from the goalkeeper. It's actually not a great strike by Ben Rama, I've got to say. Yeah, I think it's Messina, is it?
Yeah.
Messina gets in the way, and I think Backman saves it if he doesn't get in the way. Yeah, he does.
You've just sort of the replay's gone in there. I've just seen the goalkeeper's reaction as if to say, "Oh no." Yeah, I think he's going to save that with his knees.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Ben.
Look at that. That's a big deflection.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I ain't complaining.
Do you know what? I was just thinking, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but when you're at the bottom, like what Watford are, them things always go against you.
Yeah,
always.
Exactly. That is true, yeah.
Always. And case in point. So what minute are you on? Because I was in front of you and now I'm obviously behind.
That's the thing. With Prime, it's a bit random.
Yeah.
So I'm now on 29 minutes and 42 seconds.
I'm 29:38.
Okay. All right.
So it's not that much, is it? But
all right. Well, I've paused it on 29:50. All right.
All right. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
All right. There we are. Back level again.
Yeah. Lovely. And he's having a good season, Ben Rama, as well this year. I know there's been a few people in recently have, been criticising his form and go on, Bowen.
By Antonio. Bowen's away.
Oh.
Cathcart clears it for a corner. Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, and I think Benny's been a bit quiet, but I mean, I think over at the start of the season he was on fire, wasn't he? So, but yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think today it's been his best overall game for quite some time. We've got to say.
He's got on the ball. I think as well. He is someone who's actually helped when Lanzini's in the team.
Yeah,
because Lanzini is very good at picking passes and getting players into the releasing players.
Exactly, Lanzini with the corner. Antonio flicks it on. I'll fix it.
And just on the build up there, so that is he's on the screen now, Antonio. The run, I know he went out for a corner, but the bursting run that he was making forward there to hopefully get onto the end of, if Bowen did get it over. So I love to see that sort of thing, the drive to try and get into the box.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. And said about Watford in clean sheets. They haven't conceded. They haven't kept a clean sheet at all this season. No wonder they're near the bottom.
That is disastrous.
I mean,
hello. We're showboating now. Here we go.
That's the thing. With Ben Rami, he scored against Southampton, but I think his overall performance wasn't that brilliant. So that's why I think he was subbed off. I still would have kept him on, personally. He's better than Yarmolenko. Do you know what I mean? So, as me, you and Corey established before the game started. But,
absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Up the other end, no Dennis. Clear it. Oh, well, I love that from Soufal. No nonsense. Like pressing square on the PlayStation. Just fucking have it. All the way to the power bar. I'm messing about. I love it.
I was more thinking of there of a well-known bitter advert from the and a certain comedian going have it as they cleared it.
That's Peter Kay, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah. Good advert. John Smith's was the bitter. There are bitters available as well. There
are other bitters available. Speaking of Southampton, they've just took the lead against Tottenham. 1-0. Ward-Prowse can't stop scoring.
No, I really like Ward-Prowse. Maybe it's just he's happy playing for his hometown club. I don't know, but I am surprised that one of the bigger teams, with all due respect to Southampton, haven't ever gone in for him.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good shout. I think he played really well. If he's one of their best players, I think he played. I mean, it was obviously got the penalty, tucked it away nonchalantly, and his free kick. Obviously, they got the winner from that with Bednarek with the header. So I think, but some of his just general passing in the middle of the pitch. He was in the first half. He was spraying it to Redmond and Walcott as if like he was just playing.
He's
playing what's it like Power League or something?
Yeah. I sort of like Phil. I've always rated him. Since I first saw him play when he was down in the Championship.
Maybe
when we were down there with him under Allardyce, I remember watching him play and thinking, "Wow, he looks really good." So as I say, a little bit surprised. I say maybe it's a personal thing. Maybe he doesn't want to go or whatever. But if he was available in the summer, he'd be someone I'd love us to sign at West Ham. I really would.
Yeah. I think maybe
Noble, what are you doing?
Really poor.
I don't like it when he died. He's got
I thought the ref gave a foul, but he hasn't.
Well, That's what I was thinking at first, but there's no need. Why is he diving in there like that?
Yeah, didn't matter anyway. But I think maybe with Prowse, mate, I think it's not something that I personally believe in, but I think I have a feeling that some of the top managers might think he's not physical enough. Like, physically, and he's got and he's got a bit of pace, but he's not like lightning quick across the ground. So you could say that possibly, but I think he's technically good enough too. So
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
definitely technically. I think, Dawson had to do that. I'm not sure who it was who put him in trouble. I didn't see it. Tactical foul from Dawson there. That's something I think that this West Ham team has sometimes been accused of not being too clever at doing.
Yeah, I would agree with that, yeah. Ball comes in.
Get it away. Good challenge, Johnson. Well done. It's something that Fernandinho at Man City is very good.
I was going to say Fernandinho. Yeah.
And somehow, but I don't know how, but he never seems to get booked for him either, which amazes me.
Suchek does well there, ahead of Hernandez, I think it is.
Oh, I didn't quite get. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Just keep it. Just keep it, West Ham.
Still got it, mate.
Yeah. That's it. Knock it around. That's what you want to see.
Exactly, minimise the mistakes because that's what they're not going to. I don't think they're that's proven in their league. They're not good enough to open up, expand the pitch, split the centre backs, play through midfield. They've not got the players to do that, so they're going to wait for our mistakes. So if the ball's not on, just smash it in the channels. I don't.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, just going to look to try and hit you on the counter. They obviously had that opportunity, didn't they? When I think it was still 1-0.
Great ball. If he could get
it. Who was it? Was it Fernandez? I think who ended up passing it straight to Ben Rama. I think
Hernandez.
Yeah. But as you say, they're limited, aren't they?
Yeah. So they've got good attackers, but I mean midfield wise, and they don't have the overlapping fullbacks or whatever, or wing backs to be able to just penetrate anyone. But apart from maybe the teams around them, maybe Newcastle, Norwich, Burnley, they could probably open up and expand.
Yeah.
Keep more possession and stuff. But against a side like us or Chelsea or whatever. Although they gave Chelsea a really good game, actually. They were really unlucky the other week.
Yeah, they did. I think, there are times, and that's what I do love about the Premier League, is that there are, I know Ranieri's obviously a Italian manager, but I still feel there is still a place for that British style, English style of playing, a little bit more direct.
I agree. I think it depends on who you got as a team. Clear it. I think it depends who you've got. I mean, this is the nearest that we can say because we're not part of a coaching team or anything. I've got my level 1 coach in their face, but I don't have a coaching team. But like on Football Manager, for example, I play formations based on who I've got in my squad.
Yeah. For me, I mean, it makes sense to do that.
But not everyone does that, though, do they?
No, that is true.
Players or into how they want to play and stuff. It just doesn't. I mean,
I think if we touched on him earlier pre-match, but Man United. I kind of feel that's Ragnick's trying to fit the players into his system as opposed to playing to what that strength is.
Except what Moyes has definitely done it at West Ham, no doubt about it. There's no ball in the pitch. Yeah. Good ball, not a great ball, but good idea though. Lanzini. It's great seeing Lanzini back somewhere near his best because again with that big injury he had, it took him a couple of seasons to get back anywhere near this level of form. But I'm glad that he's finally managed to do it. Fair play to him, actually.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think he struggled to understand what he could do since he's come back, and
that's a really good point, mate.
I think that the fans always remembered what he did when we first signed him, where he could carry the ball as well as pick a pass.
Yeah,
And I think that the managers as well, you think, Pellegrini and Moyes have probably struggled to find a role for him. But he looks good in that that number 10 sort of type position at the moment. And as you say, I think, we've got someone fairly similar in Fornals who can maybe play that role, the number like the 10 role. But I think Lanzini's, if you just reference Football Manager, I think if you was to give him a creativity score, Lanzini's would be higher than Fornals. I think he's more likely to find that cue pass. Although I must say, having said that, I openly admit this, he was a player that I was sort of thinking, maybe 18 months, 2 years ago, that maybe he was going to be
but we all
that you'd be looking at going.
Yeah, but we all thought it, because you can only judge on what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, a sub for Watford, Firmino has been subbed right back in number 6. Who's number 6?
Kiki off.
Loser, I'm going to try and pronounce that. So I think it's like. I don't actually know who that is, but any Watford fans watching, just let us know.
I'm glad you're pronouncing the names, because my attempts would be just as woeful. So
I might be absolutely butchering them. I have no idea.
If Amazon are watching us tonight, then we won't be getting a commentary job anytime soon. Oh no!
Comes in. Oh, goes over. Good defending, actually.
Yeah.
And it was Messina. Not for the first time he's flown forward tonight. It was a good ball in from might have been a sub, actually. Yeah, Soufal does really well, actually.
Yeah.
Doesn't attempt to win the ball, but puts a challenge in. That's all we can do.
Kiko Firmino. He was number 6, wasn't he? You said he came on.
So he's Loser.
Yeah. So on, apparently he's a midfielder.
Unless they're changing formation.
Yeah, it's got. I think he has to be, because just looking through it, they've got a young kid on the bench as another defender. So
King's got some space on the left. Ball comes in. I walked by Dawson. I don't know where Soufal was, because Noble was the nearest player to him. That's a good ball.
Yeah, so just see him here. Loser, he's just on the halfway line. Loser, Imran, I think his first name is. So I'll say that. It looks like it's maybe a change of.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. It might be a live, maybe until half time anyway. But just going on a Lanzini chat. I think you're right, man. I think he's had to adapt his game, because when he first joined, and even under Moyes' first spell with, he played really well alongside Arnautovic, but like Lanzini would drift out wide to the left and try and cut inside, and then he'd be helping his fullback out. Whereas with that, I don't think he's got the ability to do that anymore. So I think where he's playing suits him, because he still can get on the ball and find those passes, which he's done countless times today and for the last month or so.
He has, and I think as well that. Now, we were obviously talking earlier about Yarmolenko when he came against Southampton, and I don't feel that he's really, not just in that particular game, but on some of the others where he's come on as a sub, hasn't really had the impact that you would have hoped for when you're bringing on your sub.
Well, Ben Ramos doing well here.
Lanzini was at Aston Villa when we were 2-1 up Aston Villa away earlier on this season. They just got down to 10 men. He came on, changed it, just gave us a bit more composure in the middle of the park. And I think there's a couple of other examples as well of that. So he's done what you hope for as a manager, to say, I'm going to cause you a problem here by doing something.
I think he's, with his appearances off the bench, in the Europa League and sometimes in the league, I think that's forced him into the start.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's all you can do as a sub, is make. Obviously, you've got to train well, obviously, but when you do get an opportunity on the pitch, to make the most of it, I think he deserves to be starting.
Agreed, and that's exactly what you want.
There's Noble. We've got about a minute or so to half time. Then we've got obviously stoppage time after that. So I don't think there'd be. I don't remember many stoppages in this game. Do you, Mark, so far?
No, not really. There might be a little bit there for that sub that they've just made. But other than that, there was that thing with Antonio when he went down earlier on, holding his back.
Yeah.
But
Well, he's been rather great still.
Lantern. We've just raised into the hill.
It's the right ball, but I think he played out at the wrong time. Lanzini was on initially, then he took on the defender, and then I don't think he might have looked up. It didn't looked up to me.
No, I think he just hoped, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just seen there, Crystal Palace are 3 up against Norwich.
Oh, it's Norwich, though, isn't it?
Wow, they started off. They could all good ball in.
Well, clear.
They started off with a good new manager bounce under Smith with some of their performances and results, but they've obviously fallen off again.
Yeah, but no matter who they've got in charge, they're not good enough. It's as simple as that.
They just don't invest, do they? I don't really understand it.
Oh, it is Dennis, the goal scorer for Watford.
Good tackle.
And you're bang on, mate. 2 minutes stoppage time it is.
2 minutes.
And we've played 10 seconds of it so far. This Feminio. That's a lovely ball.
Good header,
Johnson. By Johnson. But Hernandez is chasing after it.
Oh, Benny, you've got to be stronger there.
Now Hernandez won that. Oh! Good effort.
Johnson did well initially, didn't he, with the header, but I think disappointed with Ben Rama there. I think he needs to be a little bit stronger, personally.
No, he should have won that one. No,
it's almost as if he didn't want to head it, let the ball bounce. And then disappointed, I was blaming Ben Rama as well, but I feel that Souček could have done a little bit more in closing him down as well there on the edge of the box. I think he's got caught in two minds positional, like body positioning and stuff there, but luckily for us, high and wide. And
it looked like it was close, but in reality it was nowhere near the goal.
I think that's the other thing as well. Fabianski, wouldn't say gave it up, but was comfortable, I think. Lay it off.
Yeah, well played. Clear. Yeah, Fabianski smashes it up the pitch, which I like to see.
Best place for it at this stage.
A bit of time.
That's it. Just keep it. Just play to the whistle now, West Ham, to the half-time whistle. Don't do anything silly.
Oh, that's a lovely ball up the... Oh, it's a great... Yeah. Didn't come off, but I like that from Johnson. If nothing's on, just play it in the channels. Yeah,
well, I think as well that that option, obviously we mentioned Cathcart at the start of the game, he's not the quickest, and I think that is a good outlet, that ball in between their full-backs and centre-half, because I think there are gaps for Watford, and I wouldn't be surprised as this game goes on, if it stays, especially if it stays at 2-1, that them gaps might become a little bit bigger.
Well, there we are, half-time. Well, that first half has flown by, so Watford won West Ham 2. So what do you make of that first 45, Mark?
Obviously, absolutely delighted to be 2-1 up. Obviously, got off to a bit of a disastrous start after 4 or 5 minutes, which wasn't really ideal. But I think, as we've said there, we reacted really well to it, which I think is great to see. We got in behind several times before we got the 2 goals. And obviously to see Souček, I think that's only his 3rd goal of the season this year, so it's great to see him back on the score sheet. And as you mentioned yourself, that run was more, what we were expecting to see of him today. Yeah. Bit fortunate with the 2nd goal, but as I said, when you're at the bottom, you don't get that bit of luck that we got there with it going deflecting off this defender. But I think we're playing some good stuff, and we've got to be careful of that counter-attack from Watford. I think a couple of times they've got themselves into good positions without necessarily taking full advantage. But I think there's more goals in this game for us. Really do. Yeah, really do.
I agree, mate. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, we wanted a good bright start, and that did happen. Unfortunately, it was Watford who had the better start, and obviously they got the goal. And I think. Our defending could have been better. I think it was a brilliant goal by Dennis. I mean, it's easy to see why he scored quite a lot this season. And he took the shot, gone across the goal as you should do. But he's stuck in the top corner. Fabian's going to absolutely no chance of it. It's a brilliant goal. And but from then on, we said it. Obviously during the half, and we just absolutely dominated from the moment. Like, obviously had the ball, had a lot of chances, and Watford had a lot of blocks. They put their bodies on the line. So we could have had even more shots on target, but they got some blocks and defended well. But then so you just felt as soon as we got one goal before we get another one, and we did a minute later, was it? Or 2 minutes later?
Two in 2 minutes, mate. Yeah, 2 in 2. So fantastic.
But yes, and as you said, I think it was a really good move and finish by Souček, and I think obviously a bit like with Benrahma's goal, but I think the move preceding that with Lanzini winning the ball high up the pitch and Antonio with his run and there was good cross, well, good peck out to find Benrahma, but he got it on target. But yeah, it was a deflection off Messina, was it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the keeper would have saved it, but as I say, as you absolutely spot on, mate. When your luck's out, when you're near the bottom, it fucking luck's out, doesn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, obviously, you're like me, you know yourself with us, how many times over the years of West has the luck gone against us. So, whenever that happens, you always do feel a little bit for the opposition when it's not your team involved in the game. But, I think we're probably due a little bit of luck as well. I think, we've obviously spoken earlier about some of the decisions that have maybe gone against us. But I think we've also deserve to be in front because I think, as you say, we reacted in the right way to going a goal down. We've played some good football, and I think as we were just mentioning as well towards the end of the half, the importance of Lanzini to us as well. How well he's playing at the moment, and he's pulling the strings for us in midfield, I feel.
Yeah, I think Noble's played really well actually.
And Noble and Lanzini as well, mate. Yeah.
So I was just reading the chat. Sorry. I think we've played. I think everyone's played pretty well. I think the changes were made. We spoke about. I think Noble's played well. Obviously, Lanzini has played well the last few games, and he's done well again today. And Antonio, we expected him to start, and he's done really well. I fancy him to get on the score sheet in the second half if he stays on the whole the second half. That is, but I fancy him to get a goal. And I think we've I think we deserve it. Not only obviously we've got the goals, but I think the way we've kept the ball, the amount of I think it come up after about half hour, the amount of final third passes was it? We had
that's right,
about triple what Watford had or something like that, and then the amount of I think we had how many chances did we have? 10 shots, 3 of them on target. As I say, it could have been even more if it weren't for some blocked efforts. So I think we've I think we just dominated apart from that first 5 minutes. Yeah,
just looking at the stats now, just things the number of passes made. I know sometimes if you think he's in today, you just mentioned him, Noble. He gets criticised for going backwards and sideways and all the rest of it. But so what? Football is a possession. Someone did say possession in football is 9/10 of the law. So, we're dominating that. Thoroughly deserve to be in front, I think. And it's great to see.
Look at the smile on Corey's face.
Well, I weren't smiling after the first few minutes, lads.
No. Mark was just saying that. So, what do you make of that first half overall, mate?
It's a weird one, isn't it? I think for 25 minutes. When Watford started to sit deeper, I thought West Ham was superb. I think the front four have actually been really good today, if I'm honest. I think Lanzini's been good. Benrahma's looked better. Bowen's been sensational at times. The pass for the first goal and the positions he's picking up as well. It's just defensively, that transition, the minute Watford transition to attack, we look vulnerable. And defensively, sometimes we're too far out of shape. Diop goes to try and win the ball. The space between the centre-backs is large and Soufal's having to cover ground. It worries me that when we're not in control and we don't have the ball, we look vulnerable. But other than that, I think going forward, final third, I think we've been really good. We've been really positive. So hopefully it continues. It's not one of them games you're watching and saying we are in utter control. It's a game where when we're on it and we've got the ball, we look really dangerous and we're doing the right things. But defensively, there's still that concern for me, and that's why it worries me. Watford could get back into it, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I think, bang on, mate. I think, what was your mate of obviously Watford's goal? I think me and Mark were saying, obviously live, it was a brilliant goal by Dennis, but I think obviously the defending and even giving the ball away or not control the ball. We didn't help ourselves there.
I agree. I mean, it's the position of the two defensive midfielders for me. Not, and again, I know people expect the two centre backs to deal with it, and obviously Dawson has got done there. But the fact that there is so much space for Dennis to pick it up on the edge of the box, no one's near him, we don't look in shape. That worries me. That's where Declan Rice does come into his own, because he is scanning and he is in those right positions and he's stopping that. Again, I can't defend the defending, if you know what I mean. He has got sat down. It is a very good goal. It is a very good goal. It's just frustrating that, and this is what I'm saying, how quickly it can go from losing the ball to Watford being on the counter and them having a chance. That's where earlier in the season we were having a lot of control over games and you'd watch it and you'd feel comfortable. At the minute, I'm still feeling a bit iffy about it. So, but yeah, you've got to give Dennis credit. It's a beautiful finish. I mean, he's put it right in the roof of the net. Fabianski's got no chance.
And especially as he's had to basically reverse himself and hit across the goal as well, to get the whip on it as well and stick it right in the top corner as well. I mean, it's an unbelievable goal.
No, I completely agree. It's just for me the amount of space that they've had.
Oh yeah. Mark said that. Mark, you said that, mate, didn't you?
I think.
What age group did you say? Under sevens, was it?
I just sort of felt I missed it on the replay there, but. Everyone almost seemed to be attracted for the goal to one side of the pitch, and then we just left a massive hole in front of the back four, which is then where Dennis was able, King who passed it through to him there. Yeah, and I don't quite understand where our shape and we lost it. I sort of feel as well that Watford, I don't think they're not where we're sort of passing it in between the channels and stuff. I don't feel that Watford are going to hurt us in the same way. But I agree with you that it's the counter that does worry me a little bit.
Yeah, it's too easy for them to progress the ball 30, 40 yards and for them to have a chance. And the only thing that's protecting Watford, or protecting us even, is the fact that Watford aren't committing men into the box enough to hurt us. And you're even seeing at times when there's a breakdown, Diop's gone really far to the left-hand side. Dawson's then having to cover. There's spaces. And Soufal, to be fair to him, has done well in a few occasions where he's come across, he's been aggressive, he's cleared the ball. Other than that, I mean, a couple of times I would have liked us to play a little bit more between the lines. I think when we've done that, we've really hurt Watford, particularly when Lanzini's doing it. I think Noble hasn't looked too bad in possession, if I'm honest, in the role.
He's played well, mate, Noble.
Yeah. It was just like Mark says, it's just that position of Souček and Nobes for their goal. Normally, you'd think a defensive midfielder is going to deal with that, but that's the only thing for me. But other than I've been so impressed with the attacking four. I really have. Like, I know Antonio is a bit hit and miss, and he tired towards the end of that half. But the minute Antonio's on the half turn, they got problems. They give Firmino a lot of problems.
Well, I mean, a stat come up, which actually surprised me. Which I thought they'd kept at least one clean sheet this season, and they haven't kept any. You could see that with their defending, especially for the second goal.
Yeah, I agree. Look, what I really liked about that goal actually was the build up. The Lanzini pass is fantastic in terms of the weight. Antonio and that's where our goals have come from. West Ham actually stretching it, and that's where Souček scores, because that passage of play, it felt like, it's very static, it's very horizontal. Are we actually going to get him behind? And the minute someone's made a run, again, we've created a chance. But Ben Rama's done exactly what he needs to do, and he's done in the past two games for those goals, and he's got in the right space. And that's all you can ask of him, really. He's still hit it clean enough for it not to be, a lucky goal. But again, I agree, the defending from Watford, if I'm a Watford fan, I'm going, I can't believe it. I mean, he's in acres of space, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, it was massive gap for him to run into. As obviously we said, Sissoko just didn't follow him, did he? Just fell asleep, and just Souček did what he does best. I thought
he took it so well, mate. He took it so early that keeper had no chance to set, because it looks like it's very central, because he's taking it so early and hits it so hard. I was like, mate, the ball from Bowen is a phenomenal at the minute. He absolutely is. He's really.
Do you know what? He's another player. He's a little bit. He's not at this level, but I hope this what I'm about to say makes sense. He's a little bit like Declan Rice in as much as West Ham fans know how important he is to our team, but outside of West Ham, they don't see it until they actually sit down and watch him play.
Yeah, I think he's been so good this season. Hold up plays improved, but particularly when he's winning the ball, he's keeping the ball, he's committing men, and then he's finding the right pass. And even at times, he's taking pressure off us. And to be honest, I love the positions he's picking up now. He's picking them up on the edge of the box. Someone's going to have to get to him. And then the way to pass for Souček's goal and the vision as well. He's a very complete player, Jared Bowen. Like, if we're honest, there's a lot of things he can do in his game. And again, he's notching another assist, which, again, is brilliant. So I think we're looking all right. We've just got to... I'd like to see a little bit more control of the game, particularly when we lose the ball. And other than that, I think if West Ham are in Watford's final third, I think we'll create. I think we'll get chances to score again.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Definitely. Bowen's on fire. I'll let you sing the rest of it.
so nonchalantly, Mark. Let's go to the chat. Thanks, Anthony. Hello lads. Rough December. Hopefully, it can end on a positive note. Yeah, agreed. And I think if we continue how we did at the end of that first half, I think it could be. I think it's 3-1, 4-1 is definitely on the cards for us if we can keep our composure and create more chances. I was saying to Mark, Corey, that I don't see Watford scoring in terms of playing through the lines. I don't think they've got the ability from wing backs or midfield. They've got good attackers, but like in terms of playing through the thirds and absolutely dominating us, we're the ones who have had the ball, isn't it? So it's from our mistakes and on the counters where they're going to hurt us.
I agree. I think that the only thing I'd say is that if Watford decide to commit men forward, there are still opportunities to hurt us. That's the only thing. But I agree, they're not brilliant in possession. A lot of their chances have come from a breakdown in play, and that's been, and then it's been us to deal with. We're kind of the leaders of our own downfall a little bit in that sense. But we are against a team where we are going to have to dominate possession and create. We have looked good, and I think that's all you can really ask. So I'm going to bounce off downstairs. They're just bringing on João Pedro on as well, which isn't great. But listen, mate, fingers crossed. At the end of the day, performance aside, as long as we get that 3 points today, that's the biggest thing. So
right, exactly. Yeah, well, all right. Well, enjoy the second half, mate, and we'll see you at full time.
Lovely stuff. Right, fingers crossed I'm not crying. But
see you at 45. All right, see you later, mate. All right, so as you heard from Corey, Pedro is about to come for Hernandez. Actually, it's pretty threatening for Watford. So about to make that sub and then get underway for the second half. I think, as I was saying to Mark and Corey, I think fancy West Ham to get a couple more goals if we continue playing the same way. I think Watford's defence has shown this season have kept a clean sheet, and that's also going to continue after today. And I just think they'll give up more chances for us. I think if we minimise the mistakes at the back, don't give any silly fouls away, don't give the ball away in our own third, I think we'll make our lives a lot easier and minimise Watford's attacking threat. So second half's underway. Watford obviously keep from left to right in this second half. No subs for West Ham as you'd expect, no injuries or anything like that. Obviously, there's been a couple of subs made already for Watford, so that might cost them in the remaining for the second half anyway. This the goalkeeper backman with the ball clears up the pitch. Johnson and it's Dennis compete for it. Josh King with a good turn. Oh, great challenge by Diop. Surely that's not a foul. Well, it's a foul on it's a challenge on Dennis, but he was still down. I think that was a foul, surely. Might just be a throw-in, but yeah, won the ball easily. Yeah, King plays it forward. Yeah, so we just jarred his knee a little bit, but that's no foul. Throw comes in, goes out, and it's a goal kick for West Ham. Good defended by Johnson there. There's David Moyes and Kevin Nolan on the screen. They'll be happy with West Ham's. Well, certainly not the first 5 minutes, but the remaining 40 minutes of that first half was really, really good. Good comeback, and just feel against Watford. If you got one against them, you'd be able to get a second. That's exactly what happened. Oh, Diop, what are you doing? King's away. Ball comes in. It's well defended by Soufal, not for the first time today. Watford still got it though. Ball plays forward. It's King on this right hand side. Crosses it. Good cross in. Oh, clear it. Oh, Bowen's got it. Clears out the pitch. So just like the start of the first half, Watford have had the better of things so far. If they can create any more chances from it remains to be seen. Got on the halfway line at the moment. That's a good challenge by Souček. Is Antonio. Go on, Mickey. Lanzini. Oh, good passes. Souček. Good cross. Oh, go on. Yes! Yes! And it's Jared Bowen. And it's 3-1 West Ham. Get in there. I was just saying how Watford, they're starting off the second half pretty well, but it's West Ham get the third goal. And it's that man, Jared Bowen. He can't stop scoring. Jared Bowen is on fire. Another really good move by West Ham. We win it on the halfway line. Watford, they lose it. Souček does well to win it. Ball gets played forward by Ben Rama to Antonio. Played it to Lanzini. Lovely ball forward to Souček. Great first time ball. The check looks like it's onside. Looks to be onside. Ball plays across. The defender gets a touch of it. It's quite unlucky, but it falls to Bowen, who shoots first time, and it goes in the goal. Well, what a perfect start. They just I say it's a third goal. They are checking a possible foul when Souček won the ball. Right, so is the ref going to the screen here? Yeah, but they're showing the. Yeah, it does look like he's. Doesn't look like Souček has fouled Dennis there. It doesn't look like he's going. It looked like live he won the ball, but on this replay, yeah, it doesn't look like he's won it at all. Yeah, no, and it's been ruled out. So there we are. Well, that's a shame. So now I've got to change this again. So it's back to obviously that goal's been ruled out. And it's still 2-1 to West Ham. I think on the replay, I have to say, yeah, it doesn't look a foul. Just seeing it again, yeah, it doesn't win the ball. So the ball goes in that direction. You can see why the ref didn't give it live, but I think on the replay, I think it is a foul, and it's the goal's been rightly ruled out. I've got to say, so it's still West Ham 2-1. But yeah, even though the goal was ruled out, it was still really good play by West Ham. Really good one-touch play and committed bodies forward, which is good to see. And yeah, nice finish by Bowen, but ultimately it was ruled out. I'm going to check what Twitter are saying about that foul. Here he is.
The queue in the kiosk, mate, at half time.
The queue in that kitchen, eh? It's Bowen, comes across, Souček edge of the box. Oh, poor time. Oh, mate, mate, we scored it. We made it 3-1, but it's been ruled out for VAR check.
Oh, really?
Oh, Sissoko places it forward. It's Dennis. Oh, Clint, what are you doing?
Oh,
oh dear, what was he doing? Clear the ball, man, properly. Yeah, so Souček won the ball mark on the halfway line, and really good build-up play, and then Bowen scored. But then it's been VAR checked it for a foul, and they ruled it for Souček when he won the ball. He fouled. I think it was Dennis. It looks a bit soft, but I don't think he won the ball. So I can see why.
Right.
I can see why it pulled out, but yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a bit soft, but I think he kicks his Achilles, so I don't think he wins. I don't think he wins the ball. So, But I was just saying that the ball went in the direction as if Soucek won the ball, but he didn't. So
Right. Okay.
but I'm sure they'll show the replay another time.
Yeah. Sorry if you can hear the. We've got a helicopter literally above the. They're not looking for me, just in case anyone thinks that. So you're wondering what the noise is going on here. It's yeah.
I just said what Sissoko was good effort, but
that is as you said there.
That's just stupid.
That clearance. I know it's a bit awkward for Diop.
But just go with your left foot.
Yeah.
Just go with your left foot, clear the ball.
Or better still, I'd rather see him kick it off behind for a corner.
Yeah, not
just
stick it back in play.
Yeah. I know, I've got a good idea. Let's give the opposition a chance of scoring, having a shot on target.
To be fair, Sissoko is not known for his goal scoring exploits, but still, though, don't give anyone a chance to shoot. Lanzini, that's calmness personified with that one. Johnson should clear out the pitch, or he doesn't. But yeah, no, it was good build-up play, Mark, for a disallowed goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was ruled out. They're obviously checking they checked the foul when Soucek won it, and I guess why. See why it was ruled out, but
good. I think just the little bits that I've seen here, it looks like we needed this free kick just so we could take the stick out of it a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think the first couple of minutes, Watford started how they did in the first half, and then we got that goal. But yeah. You're right there, Mark. You're not ahead of me, are you?
Well, no, not ahead. No, I felt that was a foul on Antonio on the edge of the box there. I thought he just got pushed over. But
I thought he was celebrating him. What minute are you on, by the way?
54:03.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that hasn't
we're
changed.
bang on. All right, good. Lovely.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. Yeah. Probably will later though.
Yeah, give it a couple of minutes.
Good
header, Dawson. That's what I like to see from my centre half.
No, exactly. Soufal wins the header. Ref.
Yeah, well done, ref. Just slow it down, Jared. Slow it down.
Definitely.
That's it. Let's just regroup a little bit. It looks like he's been a bit fast and frantic at the start of this half, and not necessarily in our advantage.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what Watford. Want to do. Oh, here we go. So just got on the Premier League's Twitter page. So Jared Bowen has the ball in the net for. I'll come back to that. Is Antonio? Oh, good cross, back post.
Oh, it's not a net.
Oh,
Ref, it's got to be a corner. Yeah, too right. Well done, ref. Well done. That's not a penalty.
Surely they've got to at least check it. Antonio did brilliantly to fashion a cross. He was at number.
He's got there first. I think Bowen, isn't he?
Got to be a foul, isn't it?
I think that. Yeah.
He's got to give a penalty for that.
Yeah, mate. I think that is.
I
really do.
Yeah, they are checking it. Here we go.
Yeah.
It takes him out.
Yeah, Bowen definitely gets there first.
That is clear as day.
That's got to be a penalty.
If they give a foul, and I can see why for the disallowed one, they've got to give this one. That is clear
yeah.
That is clear as anything. Surely. I mean, Antonio
did it go off? No. Okay.
Well, they clearly. They must be giving it then. If they're checking this, they're
agreed. Or the very least, they're going to make him go and look at it.
Yeah. But we know what happens when they look at it. They change their mind, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, the defender. I know what he's trying to do there. You know, he's looking. The referee's going to look at it.
Yeah. So it was at number 30. Who's number
33? Yeah.
Walker. I mean, that's a schoolboy error. I mean, the goalie's done what he can, but that is just.
Yeah.
We were saying about Diop clearing the ball. What was he doing?
Yeah.
And he's giving it.
He's giving it. Yes, come on.
He's giving it, and that is the correct decision. I don't know how he didn't give it live, but then
Yeah.
again, that's what VAR's for, isn't it?
But he must have thought then, because he actually gave a corner, didn't he?
Yeah.
Live. So he obviously must have felt that the goalie that just come off the goalkeeper, that Bowen kicked it against him, maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe he thought the goalie hit onto Bowen, like tried to palm it away and did it off him. But doesn't matter. Anyway, Noble's going to take the penalty.
Come on, West Ham.
Mr.
West Ham. Come on, lad.
Well, he's played well today, Mark, so hopefully he'll deserve a goal if this goes in.
Banish the nightmares of that one against Man United.
I thought in the shootout he did that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, against City in the Cup, yeah.
All right, here we go. Noble steps
Come
up.
on, Noble.
Yes!
Come on, you Irons. Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Well, we were 3-1 up earlier, ruled out, but we're definitely 3-1 up now. That's a nonchalant, calm, which you expect from Mr. West Ham, Mark Noble, and it's West Ham 3-1 up now.
Absolutely fantastic. You know, we've really taken control of this game after a real slow start, and you said it yourself at half-time, Bill. You think that you thought it could easily be 3-4-1 to us. You've got your third goal, and I generally don't think it's at times like this now where you do see teams that are in Watford's position at the bottom of the table, the heads drop, and you know, let's try and get another goal or two as well. And as we are this far in front, you know, sort of thinking ahead. What is it? The 1st, isn't it, of January? We got Palace. Maybe make a sub or two. Save a couple of the players' legs, who, you know, like Antonio, for example. But let's kill the game's near enough killed off, but let's get a 4th one and fully kill it off.
Yeah, no, agreed, mate. Yeah, I think you were right, mate. I think Watford had a couple of opportunities. Start this second half. Obviously, we mentioned Sissoko.
Yeah.
I'm hearing myself twice, Mark.
Well, I think as well, you know, the VAR went against us last week, you know, in the last game, against Southampton. And this is exactly why it's there. You know, I do feel a little bit sorry for the Watford goalkeeper, because I don't think he would have seen Bowen because of, you know, blindsided.
I blame Kuka for that one.
Oh yeah, 100%, definitely. You know, he's had an absolute nightmare. I understand what he was trying to do, trying to give Watford the opportunity to get, you know, reset and then try and play out again. But he has had an absolute mare.
Yeah, it's really Well, I think you mentioned it earlier, mate, about the defending and lack of clean. Obviously, they had no clean sheets, but it's just basic errors. That's what happens. Obviously, luck goes against you, which obviously with Benrahma's goal, but also individual errors. It's a bad combination, isn't it?
Yeah, ain't got much going for them, really, have they, when you think about it?
If that was to your defence, I mean, no wonder they conceded goals left, right, and centre.
Yeah. It's you know, it's it must be a major disappointment for Watford, because, you know, you make there's a basic error. You know, the second goal that we got with Benrahma's goal, you know, you can sort of forgive Watford a little bit. But when your players are making individual mistakes like that, then you know it's you know, hard to sort of comprehend, and you know, you almost, it's bad enough as it is when you're at the bottom of the league, but to be making mistakes like that, you're not giving yourself a chance. And I think, to be fair, obviously we've been talking about, you know, before the game that we saw this as a big opportunity for 3 points.
Yeah,
you know, Watford, it's not over yet, but Watford would have seen this as an opportunity for them to get 3 points today, knowing that we're on a bit of a bad run of form.
Yeah.
You know,
we were the same, weren't we? About I think it's their first game in 18 days.
Yeah,
and it hasn't helped them, has it?
No, it hasn't, not at all. And you know, sometimes it can help in your advantage, but for them today, I mean, I don't think it would have made any difference if they had played all their games over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Because they.
Well,
They
we're
do look
better than them. We're better than them. We said it earlier. We're better than them as they're shown this season, haven't we? So,
Definitely.
and the
But
quality
they
has
look poor.
Oh, I love that from Noble. He's picked. Oh, I thought he picked up Ben Rama then. Nearly did as well.
You know, like sometimes you can watch a team at the bottom and you go, "Oh, that's going to be a tough game against them today." You know, say if you're playing against Burnley. I know Burnley aren't necessarily.
How hard was that game when we played it?
Yeah,
very hard.
You know, it's going to be tough, or maybe it's a false position or something like that. But
yeah,
I look at I generally don't feel that about Watford at all.
No. Yes, with Newcastle, I've got. From what I've seen under Howe and typified by last night, I think they've got a great chance of staying up. But the thing with them is they've played more than everyone else. We've only 4 games in hand on them or something stupid like that.
It's crazy, isn't it? It is crazy.
So, but yeah, I mean, the points on the board obviously help. I mean, yeah, I'm just looking at relegation zone. Yeah, Norwich on 10 points, they've played 18. Newcastle 19th, they've played 19 games, 11 points, and then Burnley 15 games and 11 points. So, yeah, Watford, this is one of their games in hand today.
It's
head injury there.
He's all right. Yeah, he's reacting quite badly in terms of kicking his legs out. Dawson up. Oh, it's an elbow. Oh,
he's trying to get the ball.
Yeah, there's no intent there at all. No intent. His eyes are firmly on the ball. He's not that. I know everyone says it whenever this sort of thing happens, but he is not that sort of player.
Well, I think that's why Harry Kane got away with his challenge against Robertson the other week.
Yeah, I think you're right. Definitely. I mean,
it shouldn't apply. The rules of the IFAB doesn't apply to. He's not that sort of player. He's not in the IFAB rules of football.
No, it's definitely not. And you do kind of like feel here, like this is the sort of thing really that all right, he's okay, Pedro, but you do kind of like feel that VAR should then look at something like that because the referee obviously didn't foul for that. He was playing on. He only eventually when he looked round and said it was head injury. Right, we'll stop a minute. Not that I'm suggesting for a minute the VAR would be sending Dawson off or anything like that because it was no malice or anything like that, but
I think with Watford's reaction, fair play to them because none of them. I think they went over to check if he was all right, but Sissoko and I think Pedro, him and Dawson just shook hands or whatever. They knew that he was going for the ball. So
yeah, definitely, yeah.
So I think that helps. But it wasn't a foul. I mean, if you get sent off for that, forget it. Like, I think I would have just walked out.
Let's
just go home, mate. If you're sending off for that, forget it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I definitely agree. It's so good as well to see us so comfortable in a game as well after the bad run that we've been on.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We haven't been. Well, when's the last game we were actually, comfortably ahead with a bit of time left? I've been trying to think. I'm just going through the fixtures.
Win the league. Who the last 2 league teams have been? Liverpool and Chelsea, weren't it?
Yeah.
So that was.
They weren't easy. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, well, I think where we played well and should have won is the Brighton one. We played really well. And they obviously Mope scores an absolute world in the last minute, but we played well. But even that one, if you 1-0 up for the whole game, But I mean, that's probably then and then before that. Hasn't really been. But probably Villa actually.
Yeah, that was 4-1 in the end, weren't it?
Yeah, so. Apart from obviously we've lost or drawn or whatever, but when we have won, they haven't been easy on the heartbeat anyway. So,
but then in a way, that's typical of us, though, isn't it? Like,
but that's why we support West Ham. We don't like it easy. So it's not good for the heart rate. I'll tell you that much.
No, definitely not.
Well, Diop's down, mate. I didn't see what happened there.
Him and King clashed.
Right. Going out for a header, was it?
Not from a. It was bouncing around more than anything. It wasn't like a long ball forward. But I don't think it was. It weren't like heading it up. It was more like that they would turn round and run after it. And I think that Kings caught him somewhere along the lines.
Right.
But he was down. Down for a long time, considering there's no obvious anything wrong with him.
Yeah. I think. He's back.
The last thing that we need is another injury to a centre half. We haven't got any.
Yeah.
And I did see that. I'm not quite sure if it was one about. I think it might have been the Watford guy, but someone's making a substitution. I think in the next couple of minutes, someone was getting called back.
Yeah, well, I think they've only got one. I don't know actually, because I think they've made all their subs now, haven't they?
They brought Kiko on. Kiko came off.
Yeah, they've made 3 subs already.
Have they really? Oh right,
yeah,
wow, okay.
You would have missed it. They Hernandez went off at half time.
Oh right, okay.
And Dawson, who just Pedro, who Dawson just found, he come on his place.
Right. Okay.
So they just subbed off for Mania. Oh no, sorry, Tufan not long ago. So yeah, they've made 3 subs already.
Right. So it must have been our guy then.
Yeah,
I would quite like to see. Obviously, looking through our subs, I would quite like to see Oxo Flex come on and maybe get a little sort of 10-15 minute run out if that was possible today. Yeah, especially if it stays at this.
Where we get the 4th goal, mate. Yeah. No, I think it'd be nice to instead of get Vlasic on. I thought it was unlucky to be subbed off against Southampton. I thought he played pretty well. Vlasic and maybe give some minutes to Krau, Fredericks possibly as well. He hasn't played for a while.
No, he has. I feel a bit funny. I was talking to someone just before we come on air today, and he was saying he basically said to me, "I bet that Krau is delighted that he came over and signed for us." Oh, good ball!
Antonio is Benrahma. I think.
Typical. The one time Antonio gets it, plays a quality ball forward.
Well, we did.
But yeah, just sorry.
No, go on. Carry on.
I was just going back to Krau that he must be absolutely delighted that he signed for us. I mean, he's not had a kick, has he?
No. Well, I think for him, probably luckily it's only on loan, isn't it?
Yeah. But is he up to the Premier League level standard as a player?
Yeah. Well, I think X said that. That's why I think we got him on loan, because I think we always weren't sure about him.
Okay.
Because I watched a bit of Croatia in the Euros. I mean, he didn't look that spectacular. He looked okay, but nothing amazing. So that might have been why boys thought let's get him on loan rather than sign him permanently. So, but yeah, I think I've seen from what we've seen of him limited. I think he's certainly got ability, but whether for this league, that's a different question, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yarmolenko's a good player, but Premier League wise, well, no, obviously not.
Yeah, hasn't happened for. But then I kind of think that obviously clearly Moyes sees him in training. I'm not for a minute suggesting that he should be dropping Rice or unlucky, check or anything like that. For him to come in, but clearly he's made the right decision today by bringing Noble in. I think that's added a bit more composure to our midfield. Old experienced head and all that sort of stuff. But
even Pedro's it. Oh, good ball. He's king. Good shot.
Good save.
Held on to that one. I think Dennis was running in at that post if he palmed it away. So well to hold on to it.
Good. From a Watford point of view, good move really. Driving from Pedro and King took it early as well. Good shot. But Fab getting down well.
first time for a while that Watford have had gotten behind us, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, it is. And probably since that early bit of pressure, and they got through again here.
Crossed by Dennis with blocks, and then Noble clears it.
That's it. Drive them back. Sorry, push them back, I should say.
Diop, what are you doing?
Under there.
Oh, Dawson to the rescue again.
Well done, Johnson. Yeah, I just I don't want to feel like I'm digging him out too much because he's clearly got the potential and the ability in him to be a good player, Diop. But just even in this game, he's making a lot of some of them are like a big errors, but there are some that are just like little small errors that you just sort of notice. And back there was another one of them, not being assertive in his decision making, what he's going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. I think it's a better side, but those players get punished.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I find. That's where a lot of my frustration comes from him, personally speaking.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And it was if you think, I know it was what was it, 3 seasons ago, when we played Man United at home and Mourinho.
Yeah, it was raving about him,
and all that, and I kind of feel ever since then he's gone backwards in his game. Yeah. He hasn't gone forward. Certainly not to the level that was being described by Mourinho.
No, I think that's the thing. At the start of this season, when he did play, he started to get back to that level, and now he's regressed to making mistakes again.
Yeah,
so it's frustrating. Yeah,
it's weird. It's almost as if when he was getting like the one-off opportunities, he thought, right, this is my opportunity to show what I can do. I'm not necessarily assured of my place in the team. And yet, as soon as he's got his opportunity in the team, like it's through injuries and stuff, it's almost like, oh, well, I'm in no matter what. Instead of producing, say, like 8 out of 10 performances, I can get away with like 6 out of 10 because I know that next week I'm still going to be being picked. I hope that's not the case, but with the mistakes that are being made, it doesn't give you that confidence and assurance that we're going to be solid at the back.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Here's one for you. Here's my favourite. Here's my favourite point.
Oh wow, that is a blast!
that's a proper throwback, isn't it? Carling Premiership.
It is the Carling Premiership,
and I think I'm sure it was the case at that time when it was called Premier League, it was Premiership, obviously at the time. So that was a while ago. But I'm sure the League Cup. I'm sure it was the Worthington Cup at the time.
Yes, I think yes, yeah.
So that's another beer or bitter, whatever it is. So
yeah.
So that's a real throwback, mate.
Budweiser, is it called? Oh no, it's the Budweiser FA Cup, isn't it? Yeah, different competition, but yeah.
Mate, you're thinking of Owen Coyle special Barclays Premier League.
Yeah.
It's like in every post match, he kept saying Barclays Premier League. It's like, mate, you don't need to mention the sponsor if you don't need to. Because we're playing really well in this Barclays Premier League. So okay, mate. Good for you. You know what I mean?
So Antonio and the centre half of Watford have just had a bit of a ding dong where they've had like a wrestling arm wrestle, and it's just happened again here. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Antonio, and yet the referee has given Watford a free kick.
Yeah, because the only reason Antonio fouled the other defenders because his mate barged into it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Antonio else is meant to do then.
What was the ref wanted to do? Not, how dare you get pushed by another player? And he's obviously not seen the first. He's not seen the first bit, has he? He's only seen the.
Yeah, I agree totally.
Surely, oh shit! Oh, good clearance, but I think it was by Antonio. What we've just said.
West Ham ball. Jesus Christ! Yeah. Fabianski had it covered. I don't know.
Did he?
No sweat.
It was Antonio.
Yeah, Antonio. Yeah, bang on. Yeah. Who's that up against King now? I couldn't quite see.
King got the last touch. Yeah. Got home in that one.
Just sort of thinking with Antonio, that's the second incident now in the last, and they're highlighting it now. The second incident in the last 5 minutes. Either there you go, and another one where they're tangling. Look, I just sort of like feel you've either got to tell Antonio to go and stand on the other centre half, or you have to take him off. Otherwise he could talk himself into, the book or whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Yeah, I'm trying to see who is that. It's Civialta. I'm gonna say that is number 31.
He reminds me a little bit. What was his name? He played for Swansea, the centre half.
Flores.
Yeah, do you remember that one with Allardyce?
Yeah, Allardyce is laughing in his grill, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's what I think this player's going to like.
Yeah,
you could just see that happening. But
was it Chico Flores?
Yeah, I'm certain that was him. Yeah, can see it. Good header away. Unlucky, mate. That was really close. Fullback's effort.
Yeah, it was a defender. Well, yeah, who gave the penalty away.
Yeah,
trying to redeem himself, but with an overhead kick.
Yeah. Keep practicing, mate.
yeah. Keep doing it today as well.
Yeah, keep them there. That's fine for today. Yeah,
keep practicing. Don't worry about training. Just do it today, mate. Yeah,
that's it. I'm happier to see Antonio up against Cathcart. Well done. Good ball.
He's Bowen.
Only got one man, 2 men now swaying for. It's just not enough bodies for. That's decent.
Good ball, but no one there for him. It's Souček though to help his mate out.
Where's Johnson? Support him.
Souček.
Blimey, Souček.
Dear, that's not much better for Watford.
Jesus Christ! What a terrible. Sort of like passage of play that has been there.
Premier League football.
Wow.
Is king.
This is not good. 3-on-3 here, West Ham. Well done, Soufal. Well back in there.
How many clearances has Soufal done today?
Yeah.
Done a lot. King's down, but what? Are they kicking out a player? What's going on?
That doesn't look good, does it?
No, the play's... it's carrying on. Here's Ben Rama. Look at the space on the right.
Poor decision maker. It's not a foul, Ben Rama. Get on with it.
Trying to find Bowen, but intercepted. It's about 10 minutes or so plus stoppage time. Well done.
Good defending there from them. Was it Souček and Antonio?
Yeah, done really well there.
Look at Benny.
Antonio playing Bowen.
Antonio, come on, yeah, well done. He's been a bit harsh there on Antonio. He was fouled there.
He's been waiting for that foul for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. He has a couple of times he has bought a few free kicks today, Antonio, and I think you have to give him full credit.
Mark, your best mate Masuaku's coming on now. Best player ever, mate. World class, mate.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's because Johnson is going off.
Because unless he's going to play him and take Ben Rama off, maybe.
Yeah, could do. I just sort of feel that Johnson looks like he's struggling a little bit.
No, he is, yeah, but
obviously just having come back from injury himself, and I think he may have got picked up something.
Yeah, maybe
a couple of minutes ago, which
quite possibly
doesn't bode with much confidence.
This is so good.
I think to be fair,
shoots. That's way wide.
To be fair to Watford, obviously both of us were thinking that 3-1 that. West Ham would probably, get a fourth goal and be in cruise control. But I think that, to be fair to them, they've carried on and obviously had created probably the better opportunities since we got the third goal. To be fair to them,
you've got to bang on, mate. Johnson's coming off, and that's why I'm in this place. So like for like.
Yeah, I sincerely hope that he's not too serious with Johnson.
It looks a bit like, I reckon it's just a knock. It looked like he was playing well, actually, but I think he just...
nice and solid. I've been quite vocal about what I want to see from my defenders.
Yeah.
I know everyone in the modern day, they want to see the fullbacks bombing on and scoring goals and assists, a bit like the lad at Man City, the Portuguese lad.
Cancelo.
Cancelo, yeah. But for me, I want to see my defenders defending first.
Oh,
Wow, we haven't defended that very well.
Yeah, we're saying about defenders defend.
Yeah.
The ball bounced there. Well, that was not a good example.
Benny's just run off of you, the 33 on the back stick there.
Byron's done well to help out Sufado. He's going mental at, I don't know, Dawson, I think it is. I'm sure he said something along the lines of "Don't let the effing ball bounce," I think, or something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, two right as well. It's one of the first rules you ever get taught as a defender. Don't let it bounce.
It's corner come in. It's out for another corner now. After that, come up to going to tick over 83 minutes. Corner comes in again. Near post. Oh, great header by Souček there to head that one away.
I am ever so slightly behind you. That's why I've not said anything.
Oh, really?
Just seen Souček head that one away. Good header, as you say.
I'll pause it then.
Yeah.
So I'm on 83-20 now.
Right, okay. I'm about 10. Oh, dear, Lanzini. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
All right, here we go. Oh, Wolves play forward.
I don't know.
Oh, Masuaku, great challenge.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, good challenge. It looks like Vlasic is coming on as well for us. I don't know if you've seen that.
Here's Masuaku.
Good ball. Yeah,
good ball.
Good area.
It's Cathcart with the clearance. This is Soko.
I have to say, actually, I know it seems a bit silly to say this, but Cathcart seems to have had a sort of solid game. Considering they've let in 3 goals, he's certainly been more reliable than the other centre back for Watford. Yeah. Not an outstanding performance by any means, but
yeah, man of the match.
Yeah, but I just sort of feel he's kind of like been in the right position when the ball's come into his area of the area of the pitch.
I'm sure he put in at least one of the blocks in the first half. Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. Definitely, yeah.
Sure, well, it's hard to tell, but I'm sure he put in at least one. Oh, mate, it's Sufal. I love that. Take the sting out of the game. Fucking love that.
Definitely. All I just keep thinking there is whoever he's. I think it's the Imran, number 6 for Watford that he's having a ding dong with. All I keep thinking is, mate, don't mess with Kufal because you ain't winning.
Well played, son.
Yeah, definitely. I think, as you said earlier, he had a really, really good first half. Obviously, got his goal. It's a shame, actually, that he's obviously going to be going off to the African Cup of Nations next month. But he's had a really, really good game today.
Yeah, he's playing well. Yeah, Vlasic on in his place.
Yeah, obviously hasn't had too many opportunities, Vlasic, but as you said earlier, he played well against Southampton. I think it was surprising to see that he got taken off.
I was surprised. Is Vlasic? Oh, good touch.
Oh, unlucky.
Oh, he's unlucky there. That was another welcome to the game, son. Then,
yeah.
Going to be.
Oh wow, a massive gap in
our left. I also got that one.
That is a massive gap.
Clear the ball.
Good defending in the end. Do you know what? There was a massive hole there in our left centre back, left back position again, which worries me when these two are on the pitch together. But
I was going to say, where was Masuaku there?
Mate, it was like he was at the London Stadium. He was that far out of position. Like, ref, that's a push in the back on Antonio.
Oh, ref. Bloody hell, 2001 that was.
And this is what I mean with Masuaku, which just worries me about him.
Yeah.
I accept that he's not a left back. That's not what he was signed as. I appreciate that, although I think everyone was led to believe that's what he was.
Well, apparently he was, yeah.
Yeah.
There's Dennis. I mean, on that. What's it? Fans voice with West Ham way with Corey and Dennis. I think mate, I need to clip your reaction. You lost your shit. When you were just howling. Like I've never seen anyone laugh before. When I think Dennis said that, and I think it was FM14 that he said that Masuaku. Oh shit! Oh, good block. When he said, it was Dennis said that in I think it was FM14 where he said Masuaku was a number 10, and you.
Yeah.
I need to clip that. It's just the funniest reaction I've ever seen.
I'd love to know who saw him play as a number 10. Jesus Christ.
Mate, that's better than him as a left back, though, surely. I mean, who saw that one? At least as a number 10, you're not defending in your own box.
This is what I don't understand. Who watched him play who thought he was a left back? Or was this just like Bilic's, because he tried to do the same thing with Antonio, well, obviously he's a right back, but tried to put Antonio as a right back.
Oh, God,
Is that what he was hoping to do with Masuaku? I don't know.
Yeah, spinning Masuaku. It's a great ball forward to Souček.
Yeah.
I'll stick it in the... Oh, he's done well, actually.
Oh, well done. Go on, Vlasic. Drive with it. Drive.
It's Vlasic. Goes into the box. Oh, that's pretty poor.
He just didn't...
I thought he was going to take him on. Oh, Masuaku.
Yeah, good interception.
Mate, man of the match.
Go on.
Oh,
shoot Masuaku. No.
No, try and cross it and it'll go in the goal.
Yeah.
I love keeping the ball. There's Lanzini. I think we're just going to keep it. Yeah. Oh, Vlasic.
Vlasic.
That's a fucking rugby tackle, that is. I just saw it before this move that Kral's going to come on.
Yes, I saw he was ready to come on, yeah.
Oh, there he is.
There he is, yeah.
I imagine for
Lanzini.
Lanzini, yeah.
Oh, he's had a good game today, Lanzini. I think he's been at the heart of pretty much everything that we've done well today. He has been at the heart of it. We were saying earlier, I think it's fantastic to see him back on good form, and I think he makes such a difference. You think before that injury, he was going to be in the Argentinian World Cup squad. You had Messi and Tevez and all of that raving about how good he was looking for them in training. So it's great that he's regaining his form and confidence, and long may that continue.
Yeah, no, spot on, mate. Oh, great header by Kral to win that one.
Yeah.
Masuaku. Oh, mate.
Well, he did well.
He's played well, actually.
Yeah, I know I've sort of said about how much my dislike of him. I think that's fairly obvious. I think now. A referee, what's he doing? The 31 there.
Mate, them two are going to have like a WWE fight after.
Good ball. Go on, Bowen.
Oh, Antonio's sprinting like a man.
Bowen! You've got to score! Oh, how's he not scored? Oh, no! Good save, to be fair. Oh, Antonio.
Oh, he's been waiting all game for that opportunity as well.
He has, yeah. Oh, no, there's the real Arthur back there.
I was waiting for you to say something then.
Oh,
a good ball by Bowen.
Yeah,
good touch.
Good save. Brilliant. I'll tell you what,
smashed that, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, good save.
Yeah, it was a good save. Yeah, all that needed was just that little pass into the corner, and then Tony just absolutely smashes it.
Yeah,
and Amazon have given Bowen man of the match.
Yeah, I think he's a very good player. As I said before, I don't think he's appreciated too much outside of West Ham. I think that's starting to happen. I think he's now been involved in 8 goal assists now this season for us as well. So again, seeing the improvement in his game this year, I think is fantastic. And said about Lanzini, long may it continue. I think when Bowen's on form, we do look a much better team. I feel.
Oh yeah.
From an attacking point of view.
Yeah, well, I think this is the best in terms of front four or attacking side of things, probably since that Villa game, mate, where everyone's played well. Not one or two, but all of them have played well.
Yeah. Oh, he's drifted past him.
Oh, he's Bowen playing Vlasic.
Yeah! Get in! First goal. Well done, lad.
First goal.
Yes, love it. Love it.
We talk about cap off a perfect day for us.
Yeah.
Bowen, rightly given man of the match, puts on the plate for Vlasic, who scores his first goal for West Ham. And
Absolutely. Yeah, fantastic, mate, as you say. Great move.
Fabianski's trending the center. He's screaming from his goal to...
Look at that from Bowen. What a quality that there. He just draws him in. Ta-da, son. See you later. And, yeah, good movement as well from Vlasic to be in the right plate. And look how he just gets his head up there.
Look at the celebrations as well.
Well done. And that will do him the world of good, Vlasic.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, mate. Yeah, his first...
again, sorry. Again, I don't understand sections of our fan base at times. Been really quite vocal in slating Vlasic. Oh, he's not a £25 million player. He was at the Euros. He joined us virtually at the end of the pre-seasons. We didn't get full opportunities. I think he's had COVID as well.
How many games has he actually started? Not many. Like in the last game, Southampton.
I can remember one of the European ones. I don't remember too much more outside that. Well done, Sam. Well played. That's it. And give a little bit to him afterwards as well. Lovely.
Mate, well, I mean, we thought it'd be. Well, actually, I'm lying. I thought it'd be like the Burnley away game. Thought it'd be tight as anything. It's been the complete opposite of that today, which has been great from my point of view, isn't it? Exactly what.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I thought I was confident we were going to win. You had it. Did you have us 2-1? I think I had 2-0.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah.
So. I'm confident, obviously, from both of us that we were going to win. But I think, as we said, once we got that third, we said at half time we thought there was going to be more goals for us, and we've obviously delivered on that. And this is how we were playing, sort of 4 or 5 weeks ago. I know at times we've looked a little bit vulnerable at the back, but I think we have to make a few allowances for that. You think we've got 3 of our defenders out injured.
3 of our first choice.
Oh no!
Oh god!
Oh no! West Ham! No!
Dennis.
Good save, Fabianski. Excellent
look at the celebration!
But he scored. Noble there getting. Was it Noble? Was it Dalton?
I think it's Dawson. Mate.
Dawson so sloppy and it was off his head. Wow!
Yeah.
Great save.
I tell you what, man, the touch from Dennis was not a good one at all.
No.
Not a good one.
Oh, what a save! What a save, Fabianski.
And people say he should be dropped. That's a good header, actually. And that's a brilliant save. I thought we might hit the bar at first instance. That was going in.
Yeah, it was.
Save. That was Antonio's best mate, Sirialta, number 31, with that header.
Sorry, say that again. What's his name?
Sirialta. I'm gonna try and think. I think that's right. I might have absolutely butchered it, but oh well. And there we are, then. Full time. What a performance that was. Watford 1, West Ham 4. I mean, obviously you missed the first bit of the second half, mate. But what do you make of the second half you did see?
Yeah. Look, I think at times we were in control for large parts of it. Watford, I think, from the moment I saw of it in the second half, did come out pretty well at the start of it, and could have, with the Sissoko effort, could have maybe got it back to 2-2. But I think generally we're such a threat going forward, and I think the front 4 today. I'd say the front 5 actually, with Vlasic coming on as well, were simply outstanding. It's great to see, and as I said there just at the end, I think generally our performance today, this is how we were playing sort of 4 or 5 weeks ago. just killing teams off, and great to see. We needed that win, and I think that will just keep some of the minority of the fans. It will just keep them quiet, who probably enjoy seeing West Ham lose bizarrely. But I think that will just keep them quiet and just really look at keep us on the on an upward curve, and sort of cementing our place as a genuine contender for Europe. I feel.
Yeah, no, spot on, mate. I totally agree with what you said. I think we were disappointed with the Boxing Day defeat against Southampton, but I mean that's the thing about this time of year. You haven't got COVID aside, but you haven't got long to wait before you can turn your fortunes around. And 2 days later, we've got a win. So, and I think we were saying before, and with the extended extended break for Watford hinder them or would it help them? And I think you probably nailed it, mate. Where it wouldn't have mattered if they played a lot of games or whatever. We're a better side than them, and we proved it today.
Yeah, we did, absolutely. I think definitely having that time off, I think can help. But I sort of feel that because it's COVID, and without getting into all of that sort of stuff, if they're shutting down their whole training ground because they can't do anything with anybody, then I think that puts a different spin on it. Whereas sometimes in the FA Cup, if you get knocked out early, you have a blank week or whatever.
Yeah.
But Watford to me looked poor. They really did. I wasn't overly impressed.
Apart from the first 5 minutes of the first half and the first 5 minutes of the second half, yeah, they looked really short of quality, but especially defensively. But as I say, let's judge by how they defended and their shape in general. It's not a surprise they haven't kept a clean sheet. Yeah,
it's not, and I think the right back of Watford is probably one of the worst right backs. The one who the 33 there at the I'm not sure. I don't think it was his natural position. But
I think he's a holding midfielder. If he was like Nordtveit was played. Remember Nordtveit when he was playing at fullback?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Couldn't move. It was like seeing big ships move quicker than him.
I'd turn the circle for an aircraft carrier.
Oh god, yeah.
But when Nordtveit occasionally played his old midfield, he played pretty well. But the same with number 33 Kuka, he's in midfield. He's not a defender, as shown by that farcical chest trying to the goalkeeper. And yeah, that just summed up. And it's no wonder we were attacking down that side in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a bit like what we've seen before with when teams have seen that Masuaku is playing in the starting 11 for us. They know he's the weak link. You've got to try and exploit it, and I think we did that on that particular side, and took full advantage. Absolutely delighted with the 3 points, and just gets us going into the new year with a real positive vibe, and obviously after a few disappointing results and that, and as I said, we've gone up to 5th now. I know that Man United have got a couple of games in hand, or I think Man United have 6th, couple of games in hand over us, but we are still right in the mix for either Europa League or even whisper it quietly, even an outside chance for Champions League. But we'll see how that develops.
Well, exactly. So, Corey, what do you make of that second half, mate?
Yeah, really good, mate. Really good. I mean, again, obviously the result is more important than the performance, but I thought we managed that half relatively well. There's a few hairy moments at the end, particularly with Diop and Dawson. But to be honest, I've got to give a lot of credit to Souček and Mark Noble. I thought they were fantastic second half. Yeah. Souček in particular really impressed me. The turnovers, winning the ball, comfortable in possession, switching it when he had to. And then obviously Jared Bowen is just a ridiculous football player. He's just absolutely nuts. And he's got composure in his game, which of course we've all said that he needs. He's finding the right pass. I even think for that penalty, the fact that he's committed to the near post and he's seen it when there wasn't really an opportunity. And also the fact that Antonio has again made the run and it's a cross enough to trouble him. It just worked. I just thought in terms of an attacking presence today, final third, I thought West Ham were at it. And even though clearly there are a few deficiencies defensively, we're still on it. We've still got the attacking players, which is kind of what we said before the game. I think, they've got goals. Antonio, Benrahma, Vlasic getting a goal big as well, just for his confidence and him moving forward. And yeah, look, at the end of the day, I'm sure we could break down the actual performance, but mate, 3 points. Spurs have drawn as well. I think that's big for us, and we've got Deck back on New Year's Day, so it's all going well, mate. It's all going well. Like you said, it would be 4-1. I wasn't sure, but I'll take it, man.
I went 2-1 before the game started, but I also went. I thought it'd be similar to Burnley, but I mean, I think I was just saying to Mark before you come on that the way Watford defended today, not just their defenders, but their shape overall. It's not. You don't have to be a genius to work out why they haven't kept a clean sheet this season.
I agree. They were all over the place, but at the same time, we can only play what's in front of us. I thought positions we were picking up, particularly Benrahma as well, playing more advanced. I thought we did enough to trouble them. And even when you look at it, we didn't have too many chances. They were from breakdowns and they were from counters, but we did what we had to do. And you could probably talk about Watford's midfield and say there's a lack of creativity there. It was quite functional. Maybe it felt 2v2 at times, which made it easier for us. But again, the best thing is the goals, getting the goals behind us. I thought Lanzini did well first half. I mean, we can talk about Antonio getting battered by that Watford centre-back.
Mark.
It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
That WWE.
No, but it's constant. You see, and this is the thing, and this is why, again, you don't want to make it too much about the refs because we've obviously won and we've done well, but the fact that the camera's right on him and it's constant and it's just frustrating the light. And Watford know what they're doing. They want to slow down the momentum of West Ham on the counter. It's clever in one way, but the fact it's that blatant and it's not getting flagged and no one's saying, actually, you need to calm it down. And if they'd scored from a set piece, it would have been a different game. They would have been pushing. They would maybe have got a draw or maybe would have fallen apart. We don't know. But on that point, Fabianski did step up in those last few minutes as well. He pulled out a worldly save.
Mark was saying that this agenda against Fabianski is just, I think, a little ridiculous.
I don't like it because the problem is with the goalkeeper. Immediately when a keeper makes a mistake or doesn't get to a shot, it's someone else will do better, and it's all hypotheticals. I can only go on what I've seen from Fabianski this season, and I think he's dug us out more times than he's let us down. So for me, currently, I wouldn't say he has to come out the team. And I think first couple of games I could understand it, I could get it a little bit, but now I'm thinking, well, I appreciate he's getting older, but he's still pulling off really good saves, and he's not being helped by centre backs at times. He's being isolated. So but I'm buzzing, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing.
Well, I think another person who's going to be buzzing is obviously Nikola Vlasic, got his first West Ham goal. I mean, how big is that going to be for his confidence?
It's going to be huge, mate. I think he's obviously improved in the last 2 games, where he's showing a lot more of the qualities that we want to see from him. I like goals like that because you talk about Bowen and his quality, but just the fact that Vlasic is making that run. And I think when you're playing as that attacking midfielder for West Ham, you've got to be able to make that run into the box. So we watch them every week before the game at home, and they always practice exactly the same move. And he's clearly coming into the fore in that sense. And it's big for him. It's big for him. And I think the more he becomes sharper and the more he sort of integrates with this team, the better it is. Because we need options all day long, don't we, really? To bring him on and for him to get a goal and still be dangerous. And what I love about him, and we've seen it in spells, is the way he uses his body, the way that he can draw fouls, he can break up play. I think that in games like that where they're a bit bitty and you want to slow the tempo down, he's got it in his locker as well. So, listen, I think he'll be fantastic for West Ham. I honestly think Vlasic will be really, really good. It's just a question of time. So hopefully that accelerates it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So Mark, I mean, Amazon gave Bowen man of the match. Was he man of the match for you?
I think so. I think, set up, won the penalty, and got 2 other assists in the game. I think he's running in behind makes such a big difference. And as I said in the game now, I think when he's on fire, I think it makes such a difference to our attacking play. Yeah. And it makes Antonio a better player as well, because there's another player running in behind. Whereas if you think Benrahma and Lanzini, who started today, they're very much players who are in front of the play rather than going in behind, if that makes sense. Yeah. As I said earlier, I think that that Bowen isn't appreciated too much outside of West Ham and our supporters. But I think that the more performances that he puts in like that, I think he's now got 10 assists now for the season in all competitions. And I think he's massive, isn't he? He's like West Ham, massive. He's on fire. Whatever other adjective you want to throw at him, he's. I wouldn't disagree with that decision to give him man of the match today. Thought we were superb.
Yeah, same with you, Corey.
Yeah, he's very, very, very complete, I think. And I think last season when he's been inconsistent in front of goal, he's always got a lot of leeway with me because of his defensive work rate. I think today it kind of encapsulated everything that he's got. And it's interesting. Mark brings up the fact that, again, sometimes we need runners in beyond. And generally speaking, not just Bowen, but a few of the lads today, Ben Rama, getting in beyond a lot more when there isn't that movement. And Bowen encapsulates it because we've seen spells like this where he's beaten 3 or 4 players or he's kept the ball. The reality is now he's just getting the assists and he's got the composure. And I honestly think he's only going up. And even, we talk about him, he's played right wing or right-hand side of an attacking midfield 3. When he's central, he's really difficult to deal with. And when you've got a player like that can beat players at will, again, we're seeing weight of pass, we're seeing vision. He's perfect for us. And he's coming into form at a time where, look, we've dipped as a club recently, but he's still churning out. All our attacking midfielders are still churning out decent performances and decent returns. And when you've got that, and hopefully Mickey can stay fit and he gets fitter as we go on, we can bring someone in January. I'm hopeful it will all click. So yeah, he's man of the match for me, mate. He's absolutely exceptional, and I think he's knocking on the England door. Because the question wasn't it? It was very much, well, he's only done it against this team. He scored against all the big teams. He scored against teams that arguably he should be getting goals and assists against. So for me, he's proven his worth. He's been unbelievable today.
Yeah, I think I completely echo that. And I think obviously regarding England, if he keeps this goal involvement up, then it's only a matter of time before he's in the squad.
Yeah, and I love that goal, the assist for Vlasic. I love the way that, yes, he's predominantly left-footed, but the fact that he can almost take it to the byline, sell him a little bit. I love players like that can get it to the byline because they can stretch you even when you shouldn't really be stretched. And even last week we see for the assist for Ben Rama or the other day, it was fantastic, wasn't it? It was on a sequence. It was lovely. Yeah, he's unbelievable, mate. I can't believe it. We've all liked him. But it's just because of A, the fact that he's improved, but B, the fact that he's so consistent. And that's kind of where he's at. And again, he's brilliant because I got him in my FPL team. So
I think. Sorry. I was just going to on that the assist for Vlasic there. Guarantee you right now that if Yarmolenko was on the pitch at that time, that wouldn't have happened.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I think, the fact, I even think you got called up, didn't he, Bowen, for the, was it the last squad or maybe it was the October international, he was in the preliminary squad for England. I'm not sure why he didn't get picked in the end. But it's easy to see why, the rumour is that Liverpool were looking at him.
Yeah.
You watch him today and you can easily see why that is the case. But Liverpool, please back off. I'm sure that's going to make a big difference, but but he plays like that. He's superb, really, for me.
Yeah, no, agreed. Anything else, lads, you want to touch on about that second half of the game in general?
Look, I mean, there was a few ropey moments. I think Diop's still giving me absolute nightmares.
That clearance, and then when Sissoko had that shot, me and Mark were absolutely apoplectic when that happened.
Yeah, and Dawson losing possession as well near the end. When Fabianski saved it with his head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we do have to have a little bit of sort of, I don't know, leeway. It's not probably the quiet word, but obviously, we've got 3 of our first choice centre halves, defenders out injured. So obviously the drop off is gonna be there, but it's so frustrating to see that you've got an opportunity, and I don't feel that Diop in particular has really taken that opportunity, and I think his shaky performances are having an effect on Dawson as well a little bit.
It's everything though for me. It's kind of it's the decision making when you're looking. I think when Watford players are looking at him as well, you expect him to win the aerial duels 1v1, and then he kind of looks shaky in those moments, and he's giving them opportunities. He's not decisive. I even think when they've cut the ball back, I can't remember what opportunity it was, he's giving it straight to their player. And I didn't think that ball was hit with any particular pace either. I just, again, he's what he is. He is what he is. I agree. It probably doesn't help that there's no Ogbonna or there's no Zuma alongside him, but I think against another team with a bit more quality and a bit more creativity, I think we could have been caused real problems today. And that's a shame to even say, but I guess we've got to call it out a bit, because going forward we were brilliant. There was just a few shaky moments there. So we've got to look out for that against Palace with a team that are going to press as high as they do. That's all I'm saying. But listen, I think we'll have Deck back by then, and hopefully with that result, we'll come into the game with a lot more confidence, because I do think being shaky has a big part to play. But I don't want to harp on about it too much, because I don't want to be too negative, really, when you've won 4-1.
Yeah, it's hard to complain about a 4-1 win, especially away from home.
Yeah. People are never at me.
I was stressed, mate. I was like, we need the 3 points. We've got to get the 3 points in. I'm just glad we did it. I'm glad we did it.
That's what I was saying to Mark, that, obviously we were there, mate, on Boxing Day, and then 2 days later, you get over a disappointment, and you get a win 2 days later. You don't have to wait long at this time of year.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's not just getting the win generally. I think when we got that second goal, I saw the players visibly look a lot more confident, improved. They've started to believe in it, and it probably does become, even for West Ham, who you'd argue are quite a resilient team, having to come back from goals down and winning games like we've done regularly under Moyes. They do kind of need a lift and a bit of confidence, and I think there's a lot of positives to go into the next game with. And look, as we always say, I'm just glad we've got 3 points ahead of January. We're now going to be in Jan come the next game, so I'm hoping to see a little bit more traction on the transfer front. And yeah, I'm just really impressed going forward. Final third was brilliant, really was much better.
Yeah, no, it was really
clinical.
Good. Yeah, clinical. Yeah, and really good. And we need to hopefully more so against Palace. And that'd be a tough game. They've done pretty well this season. Should be pretty higher in the table than what they are.
Yeah, obviously they're having a really, really good season, and I think they've won 3-0 today, haven't they? So they've had obviously good results. So they'll be, their supporters, I'm sure, will be like ours at the moment. Really high and full of confidence. But I feel that we've got enough about us to get another positive result. And especially if we play like what we did today, I don't feel, I'm not nervous or anything like that about going into that game. I think now that today proves that maybe our front five, if you include Vlasic, have maybe found their mojo again. And I guess 6 goals in the last 2 games, you would probably back that up as well a little bit more as well, really.
And I think there's opportunities against Palace. I think even though, like I say, they can cause us problems, of course they can. I think Declan's going to help out with that massively, particularly if he plays more as like a traditional number 6. But I also just was really happy with the movement of our attacking midfielders. Like, generally speaking, I think it's kind of been a bit off in recent games. We've had to see them come deep and pick the ball up, and they've not really been in the box. But I thought Benrahma, Lanzini linking the play, Bowen, they are taking the load of what Antonio needs to do a bit more, which is stretch the play, and they're giving us real, genuine options. And I've seen Palace struggle, particularly when you overload their box. So there is a chance there, and I think it's a perfect result to have going into that game. And obviously, then we've got the FA Cup after Palace, and we'll probably rotate. Good to see Crowell as well. Get a couple of minutes. One ahead of fit in there. Who's this guy?
Me and Mark nearly fell off our chairs when he come on, because obviously I don't think he's played in the league much, if at all, is he?
I actually can't remember him ever coming on in the league. Is that just me?
I don't know. He started against United in the League Cup, didn't he? I remember that.
Yeah.
Play
come on in one of the European games recently. I can't think who that was against. Was it game week 5, I think? But yeah, other than that, and I've just seen
week 5. Long time ago then.
And I've just seen there that Noble was drawn level with Di Canio in our Premier League goal scorers list with 47. So joint second place for him now.
Yeah.
With that penalty today. So
I think they'll go under the radar generally. I think Souček and Noble's performance. So I actually just thought it was very, very good. From what we were scared about and concerned about, I actually think they did well. And I even saw Noble covering at certain times where Soufal's gone and pressed. I think that's all I want him to do, really. And I think in that role, it of course suits him. So
yeah, well, none of that silly playing as a number 10 bullshit.
but
So-
yeah, exactly.
None of that. All right. Well, what a win, lads. So, Corey, Mark, thanks for joining us, lads. Really appreciate it. So, thanks everyone for watching. Just subscribe to Gash Football if you're new, and we'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care.
Ta-da.
What's